let me know when we're
catch up.
and I'm Quick Smoke. How's everybody doing tonight? Um, so as like I said, like Gary said, our guest is Sardiliac. Now, what do you like to be called? Do you like to be called Sardiliac, Diliac, Mr. Diliac, Princess?
SAR's fine. SAR's faster. It's all good, man.
All right. So, as everybody knows who's joined us, that Sar does quite a bit of videos. He's been doing it for a while. I've been a big fan for a while. Um, he does everything from builds to teaching you how to do survival mode in Fallout 4. And also, his latest has been State of Decay 2 streaming. Sarah, why don't you introduce yourself and plug away? What's going on?
Hey guys, it's Sardeliac here. I've been playing Fallout since release day, and I've done something like 200 some odd videos now. Jesus Christ, 200 videos. And started off by doing instructional stuff because Denise put me up to it. She wanted to know, facing chairs and stuff like that. So the methods, that's where methods and techniques came from. And then once I started doing that, I was like, well, now I want to learn a new skill. I want to try doing, I'm going to try learning how to do video stuff. And so I started doing tutorials and crap, and then branched out into showing some of my older builds. And then from there, it just kind of one thing led to another. And here we are. So it's like, it is what it is. And I've had a really good time doing it. Met a lot of good people, a lot of good people, a surprisingly high percentage of good people, let's say, given how the internet goes. So yeah, that's pretty much the long and short of it. I've currently been kind of burnt out a little on Fallout, because I've been playing it for 5,000 hours, something like that, 5,600. So the channel may take a turn, it may keep going, I don't know. I did it sort of as a hobby, not as a I want to be a YouTuber kind of thing, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah.
My whole thing has been, my whole goal is to make my channel like a library, something that you would use for reference, get what you needed, and then just go do whatever. So that's why I've never really been concerned about subscriber counts. Not really been concerned about a lot of other stuff, because the view counts is what I care about. How many people are actually watching this crap, and it turns out a lot of people do, and not very many subscribe. So I don't know. Like I said, it is what it is. And
How
so
many
there we are.
subscribers do you have now? Just out of curiosity.
2,100, 2,125, something like that.
Wow, good for you.
Yep. Uh-huh. We've all. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got to start somewhere, man. Got to start somewhere.
God, I remember my first buildings. There was so much floating going on. I couldn't even. Oh my God, it's just horrible floating. I think I built on top of Sanctuary in the main house where all your stuff is, and it looked like the floor was a good 4 feet above the roof for my second floor. Oh.
Well, it needs airspace. It needs to be breathing. It needs to be breathing. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah. Very lore friendly. So one of the things I actually wanted to talk about is, and I did mention it briefly in your intro, is your survival videos.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's just playing in survival mode. You went through steps of what you should do and the best paths that paths to go through, which I found extremely helpful the first time I ever played survival. Let me tell you. How many go-throughs did you have to go through to get that stuff down pat?
The excuse me. You mean like how many survival characters did I play before I had that
Before
knowledge?
Before you started doing the video. Good.
Like 2 or 3, I think. 3? Yeah, one was Bailey, and then there was Bailey, and there was Leanne, and then there was Derek. So yeah, that was the fourth character, the fourth survival character. But then I'm an analyst. I look at patterns, try and figure things out. Plus, I'd played the game so many times before that I had 6, 7, 8, 9 characters for that. So it's not like it wasn't my first rodeo. It's just a matter of doing it in survival instead. Because in survival, you learn. Test, Gary. Yeah, I can hear you. Gary is asking if you guys can hear him. Can you hear him?
Well, it doesn't count if I say yes because I'm in Discord with him. So
yeah, we're all on the same channel, and I can see him lighting up. So I don't know why he wouldn't be doing his thing. And hello, chat. Hello, Shell and Stella and everybody. How y'all doing tonight?
Definitely have the usual suspects here. Still haven't had anybody answer. If you can hear Gary, say something.
Maybe they can't hear me. Yeah, we're on the same channel, and I can see them. They're saying nope. They're all saying nope. Okay, so there's like a 5-second delay then.
Okay.
And so Sushi's asking a question. Can I answer that one, guys?
I'll go right ahead.
If I could only use one mod, what would I choose? I'm assuming that means any mod at all, or does that mean a settlement building mod? Because if it's any mod at all, it would be the unofficial Fallout 4. Maybe they can't hear me. They're saying nope. And stuff. I mean, it's just amazing.
So, I actually just recently joined the Xbox family and downloaded that mod.
Dude, it's amazing. It fixes so much stuff, especially the settlement stuff, like the unscrappable beds and the covenant shit, all that crap. But for regular other mods, that's a good question.
There we go.
It wouldn't be a settlement mod though. It would be like AWKCR because I like modifying my armor. I do, and the legendary swap one. That's another one I would probably pick. Is to be able to move my legendaries around. But for settlement mods, Vanilla Extensions Master Plan. I mean, that would be the one. That would be the one that I would pick because it has everything.
Heard of that one?
Yeah, it's Ethrion. If you look on Xbox, it's got the Red Rocket logo. But if you get Master Plan, Vanilla Extensions, no, I'm not sorry, Vanilla Extensions. Yeah, is it Vanilla Extensions? Yeah, VE. And Settlement Supplies Expanded, SSEX.
We've got ourselves a Judah in the chat. Have not seen her in
Jude! Months. 1, 2, 3, Big Jim. How you doing, Jude?
How's it going,
Long
Judah?
time no see.
I would sing, but
forever known as that. 1, 2, 3, Jim.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, Big Jim.
I would sing to you, but that's JPEG's that's JPEG's thing.
But now Sar is echoing. I'm echoing. Wow. I must be projecting.
That might be me.
Echoing when I'm talking?
Let me see here.
Sar, go ahead and say something. We'll see which one lights up.
Technical difficulties, please stand by. Yeah, I gotta rewind that part and see how he killed me. I think the guy was right there. He think he killed himself when he killed me there. So yeah, the unofficial Fallout patch, and then because like I said, it fixes so many bugs. It fixes so much stuff. It's like, why was it not fixed before? Why haven't they patched this? Especially all the
lights up.
Hear him echo. So I'm echoing here apparently. All my speakers are off. So I'm doing pretty good in that regard, and my little green light is on. So that means I am yapping while Loco. Well, Mike and Gary are fiddling with settings, which is fine.
No, we want you to, man. We want to hear what you have to say.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Being the center of attention is not something I am accustomed to. Okay. So.
Well, the good thing is you actually got into one of the first questions I really wanted to ask, which was basically about when you got started. if you remember exactly what your very first video was, and you know, I'm guessing it was a tips and trick as you mentioned, but do you remember what it was for?
My very first video was thanks to Liz. She was working at the time on a farmer's market at
And that's I'm sorry not to interrupt. That's More to Me for Life, right?
More to Me for Life. Yes,
Yep.
she was working on a farmer's market at Sunshine Tidings and was trying to build like display boxes for like the vegetables and stuff. And she was using like cabinets and tables and doing rug drops and stuff. And I had a way to make a box that I had done from No Respawn's turret towers, which is you put the stairs, you snap the stairs of the piece, you put a stair on the inside facing the other way, you snap a floor to it, and then you take the stairs out, snap the floor in on top so it's at a half height, and you just put the walls around it. So I did that, and it was awful. It was terrible. It was 100% disgusting because I was on 1.5 up. I was on DSL, and I was trying to stream from the bins. Exactly, Liz, the bins, the one bin. So I was streaming. So you guys are gonna love this. So I didn't have Xbox Live. I didn't have a capture card. I didn't have anything, and I had a 4-year-old laptop, right? So I streamed it through Twitch, right? And it was stuttering and breaking up and shit because it couldn't handle the resolution. And then I took that from the Twitch archive and I uploaded it to YouTube. That was, and it is. I mean, in the 2K subscriber special, there's a link to that video in the description, so you can see the awfulness of it.
I was just going to ask you, do you still have that video up?
Oh yeah. It's unlisted. It's not searchable because it's disgusting. But it is. If you have the link, you can see it. So
that's adorable.
Yeah, it's just, dude, it's awful. But yeah, that's where I got started. And then I was watching all of Phoenix's stuff, Denise's stuff, and she's like, "You got to make a video. You got to make a video. You got to make a video." I'm like, "Fine, Denise, fine, I'll make a video." Because you know how she gets.
Yeah.
She can be persistent. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I did the methods and techniques, and that was the stool facing one and the basic stuff. And that video is that was my first voiced video. I had done some tours before that of one of my earlier vanilla run throughs. That's stuff that I thought was presentable. He was my, I guess, third character. And no voice, no nothing like that, because I didn't have a mic or nothing like that. So then she's like, you gotta do voice. I'm like, fine. So I went to my my Rock Band box and I grabbed the Rock Band 2 microphone.
I remember that.
Yeah, I still have it, dude. It worked really good. I was surprised at the sound quality of it.
Right.
But yeah, one step lead to another. Now I've got a boom stand and a friggin' boom mic, and I've got the headset here and 2 laptops and friggin' cables all over my living room. And I'm like, what happened? How did this even happen, man? I don't know.
You have definitely come a long way.
Yeah.
From when you started videos, and I like to actually take part credit, as well as Draco and Gary, in convincing you to finally stream and getting you on Patreon.
Yeah, that was something else there. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong, it's fun. It is a little bit addictive, though. It is addictive, but we'll see.
Well, it's because there's a lot of good people out there that support you.
Yeah. Yes, that is true.
Without them, seriously, and I say this all the time, without them, there'd be no us.
Yeah.
You people are great, and we do this for you. We don't do it to be rich.
Yeah, no, I do because it's fun. I want to share this stuff. It's like, hey, you guys can do this too. If I can do it, shit, anybody can do it, man.
Right, and I think those are the people I really appreciate on YouTube. Because like you said, that's pretty much the way everybody that is on our, I guess, circle or in the community, right? Yeah. That's really the best word. Everybody that's in the community that we all know, that's the way we all are. We're not doing this to be, YouTube rich or famous or anything like that. We're doing it because we're having a great time at it. We just want to share what we're doing because we enjoy it, and and be part of the community. So. Yeah. That's the thing that I think even pulls us even closer together and makes the community even tighter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, there's like all these names in chat. I know everybody here. It's like, I think it's Groucho. Hey, Groucho, how you doing, man?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of cool. Still kind of weird being the center of attention, but whatever. We'll just keep running with it. Any more questions?
We have plenty.
Well, hit me.
We are just starting, sir.
All right, man.
Gary, go right ahead. I'll let you ask the next one.
So, one of the first, like, I guess, tour series, and this is one of the things, and I don't know if you've seen it recently, but when I went around and finished my castle build, one of the things I like
Okay.
to do is after I finish my build and do the final tour and everything, I like to then go around and kind of acknowledge everybody that kind of inspired me on the different things and whatnot. Well, I made sure that um, because you had that one series where you were using the dishes from the teleporter, right? And
Right.
you had
Mm-hmm.
given the kind of the when you were using them, you're like, yeah, so you have to build these and then you have to store them and everything, well before you actually use the thing. And I kept wanting to do it on my different characters. I kept forgetting, well, this character is my
Kept
evolutionary
forgetting.
character. Yeah, and so this is my evolutionary character, so I made a point to do it, so that way I could get it in Starlight Drive-In, and then I use it down at the castle. So I pointed this out that you had done it. Well, that made me start thinking about your series that you did, and one of the main ones I really remember was um, Sunshine Tidings, where you had the meat, um,
Oh yeah.
the butchery and all that kind of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought that series was absolutely phenomenal because each settlement you had a very specific purpose, how it fit into the entire, like, commonwealth and the community of whatever all the settlements were.
Right.
Have you thought about going back and doing another something similar to that?
Um, no, I mean, like I said, I haven't really been inspired by Fallout 4 lately. I mean, I keep wanting to go back to methods and techniques, but it's like I'm like I got to the point where I'm in the Northeast, and most of those settlements I don't like, and it's really hard to force myself to build and make things look cool. So,
I'm with you in that
um,
area.
if something gets in my head, if I get stuck in my brain, yeah, I'll definitely
Going
throw it
back
out there
and
and
doing
pop it up.
another
But
something.
as it stands right now, there's really nothing on the table in that particular regard. Right now, I'm just gonna be working on immersive gameplay, that particular playthrough, and then of course the State of Decay stuff on Tuesday. And then if something, like I said, if something occurs to me, who knows? There may be an entirely new series coming. I mean, I got to finish Oberlin for Settlements and Survival too. I keep thinking about that damn thing, and it's just kind of sitting there. So I don't know.
Yeah, I've had my Longfellow build on hold forever. His cabin,
Yeah,
and
it's just
just been on hold. And I finally this week, basically since I finished the castle, and have kind of ended that kind of series, the whole evolutionary series. I'll probably keep building with that character because that's a survival character, whereas my other build character that, like, I'm doing Longfellow, is just a normal character. It's not survival.
right.
So, and as you know, there's certain challenges in survival, so to build in and whatnot. And I haven't really explored that aspect of the building thing. So
Okay.
I'll probably go back to it. But yeah, so I know how you feel where you get so far along in a settlement, and then you're like, I don't have any ideas. I don't know how to finish this.
Yeah, it's like I'm not feeling it, man. It's just like you look at it, you're like, yeah, it makes me tired looking at it. I'm like, nah, maybe I'll
Yeah.
come back to it, but right now, maybe not. So
Yeah, I putzed around for 2 hours the other night, and I was like, maybe this is okay. I
yeah,
don't know.
I hear you. When it feels like you're just going through the motions just to build something, you're like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling it. So, so
Right.
no.
So
Okay.
Doc Type asked a question a little far back. He asked,
hmm
"Hey, sir, have you ever thought of trying Sim Settlements mod? I know over the last few streams you mentioned finding some inspiration, so that's
Oh
what he's."
yeah, no. Okay, so let's go and answer this question once and for all. I don't care about completed builds. I don't build to have finished settlements. That's not why I build. I build because I like building. So sim settlements, from my perspective, my personal perspective, okay, is the opposite of the reason I do settlements. I don't care what it looks like when it's done. I don't know if y'all know this, but like on my save games, like the methods and techniques series, right? You guys have seen those builds and how full and extravagant they are. Yeah, they're all gone. When I build it, I record it, I take the screenshots, I delete it. I sit there for 2 hours and tear the whole thing down. I want all the resources back. I want the database to clear out. I just don't care about finished settlements. So same thing with most of my other builds that you've seen. The vast majority of them don't even exist anymore. They are literally not there anymore. So Sim Settlements is a great mod. I will say, I'm not saying it's a bad mod. I'm not saying don't use them. I'm saying, oh, you suck if you use this. I'm saying it's not for me because sim settlements is not why I like to build. I like to build. I don't like to finish, as you've seen from my recent stuff. So I'll never use sim settlements like ever. I don't look at it. I don't really care about it. It's not a thing that's relevant to my interests, I guess you could say.
Well,
It's like ask me. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm wondering if Doc is wondering if you'd be interested in trying it to maybe get some inspiration.
No, I get inspiration from you guys. I get inspiration from people who build. Okay, so if you have I'm sure there are builders that have contributed to this mod. I mean, the guy couldn't have done it all himself.
Right.
So if you have their names, I'd like to look at their stuff. Sure, I would be interested in seeing that. But the mod itself, nah, not really. Just not my thing.
Yeah.
So you just build it and delete it. You don't go back and be like, oh, I really like how I did this. Maybe I could do it this way. You don't think about tweaking something, or maybe.
If I do, well, yeah, I'll watch a video sometimes and go, oh, that's a really good thing. That's a really cool thing. I'll rebuild it. I mean, I built it once. I know how to build it again. And the process of building is the fun part. That's where and that's, let's go ahead and segue into why I don't use Place Anywhere, because I'm sure you're going to ask that one too. Everybody does. Because I like the challenge inherent in trying to figure out how to get this thing to work with the limitations I have. I like limitations. Limitations are the fun part. I mean, if you can do anything, if I use Place Anywhere, I mean, I've got it for PC. I'll just go into CK and just build whatever the hell I want. Why would I even bother going into the engine? I just go straight into the CK and then make a mod or whatever, but I don't want to do that.
Right.
I want to sit there and see if I can realize a vision or, whatever I've got in my head at that moment to try and, force the engine to bending the engine to my will. And if it doesn't work the first time, sometimes, hey, I'll try it a different way, or I'll throw a different approach at it. And sometimes, a lot of the times, the second try is better than the first one.
And as we all know, build order, build order, build order.
Build order, build order. Exactly. Build order, build order, build order. And it's like, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
No, it's just like I just wanted to wrap that thought. Just like that's what I enjoy. I enjoy the challenge. I enjoy the building. I enjoy the struggle. I enjoy seeing if I can make this son of a bitch work the way I want it to work. And if it can't, what can I make out of it?
And speaking of inspirations and what inspires you to build, I still would like to know, for the beginners out there who are just starting out building and want to be inspired, not only just watch your videos, but who do you recommend to watch? She pretty much typed. Who would you recommend for someone who is still learning to watch?
Everybody in the channel. Just look at the list of names in the chat. I mean, literally everybody here. They've all got their own approach to their own approach to building, their own styles, And because if you're just starting to build, the one thing you're going to have the most problem with is you don't yet have a style. Okay, you haven't gotten enough muscle memory, I guess you could say, building with just the mechanics of building to be able to instinctively know this is what I want to create. Right. So you need to practice. And the best way to practice, just like with, I use this analogy a lot, like learning to play a guitar or learning to play the drums. You do the fundamentals, you do the fingering, you do the chords, you do these over and over and over and over and over. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, wait, what if I do this? Because now that you have the experience, now that you have the knowledge and the familiarity with the tool, you're like, okay, I could try something else now. It's like, okay, and that's where your style comes from. But you do that by mimicking other people. And in the case of music, by playing covers. You play covers, right? Because everybody plays covers, right? You play along with your favorite bands, your favorite songs because you like it.
Yeah, I don't know anybody right off the bat start off with their own music.
Exactly. So that's where you get stuck, is you get hooked into oh my God, I have to make this amazing shit, but you don't really know what your style is. So you have to, practice and practice and practice. So yeah, just everybody. Literally everybody here, man. Just look at them all, because someone's going to build something. And you're going to go, hey, that's cool. I want that in my settlement. And then you build it, and that gives you more ideas. And that's where it comes from.
Yeah, so. I know for me, I've stumbled across, when I've caught up with everybody else's videos that I watch on a regular basis, which hasn't happened for a long time. Mark Jackson's guilty of that, because holy crap, he can pump out some videos. Jesus Christ, I'm so far behind. But for me, I just stumbled across some random builders I'd never heard of before, and not to criticize, they weren't the best builders, right?
Right.
but
Well,
they did give me ideas. Like
yeah, those are the fun ones to watch.
their execution wasn't the best, but they had some fabulous ideas.
Yeah,
So you can get ideas anywhere, and
exactly.
that's one of the things that it's kind of one of the reasons why I do the videos that I do. The acknowledgement videos, because I'm like, all kinds of people have given me some sort of inspiration one way or the other, and as I find them, I copy down their channel so that way I can reference them and put them
Yeah,
in my acknowledged videos and stuff, and get the inspiration wherever you can find it, for sure.
exactly. And take it back to your settlements and try it. Try it. Because at the worst, if it sucks, you can just tear it down. Whatever. Just do it again.
Right. Well, and I
Exactly.
know also from watching your videos, one of my second favorite series that you were doing was that you would go through the Commonwealth and you would look at a building and go, I think I could recreate that.
Yeah, I can steal that. Yeah.
And and you were doing it vanilla.
Yeah.
So you were like, oh, well, I know they're using mods to do this, but what if I did it this way and it still looks similar and it fits in? And I thought that was a brilliant idea that you did that.
Well, that's part of the process. You steal from everywhere, man. If you like it, look at it, pick it apart, take it back, and try and make it. Because it's the process of trying to do it that teaches you how to find your style. And once you find your style, you don't have to think about it anymore. I know what I want to build now. Well, in my case, I don't. I say, well, I want something here. Let's see what it comes out. Throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and see what sticks.
That's really pretty much how it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how many times I started building something and go, God, that looks like shit, and just completely tear it down.
Exactly.
So we have a question from Vic, and
Oh God.
I've heard I think a little bit of your opinion, and I'll be interested to see what your answer is now after a little bit of time for it to stew together and whatnot. But
Okay.
he wants to know if you are excited that the de facto setup for Fallout 76 is survival mode.
I was excited about it as I am now. I am exactly as excited before the announcement as I was after.
Well, there you go.
And
That means-
can
means-
we elaborate a little bit more? Like, how excited are you? Are you actually really excited, or
zero, dude.
You're excited. Feel these nipples.
Is Nacho? Did Nacho show up? No. I am as excited about Fallout 76 as I was before, which is not at all. Because
Right.
Okay, guys, look. The only thing that's going to change my mind about Fallout 76 is if there's an offline mode. Unless there's an offline mode, I don't care. I'm not playing this game. I'm not buying this game. I will watch your streams. I will hang out with y'all as you play it and enjoy it. And my God, have fun. But I personally am not interested in online only games. I have not been since 2009. So it's been 9 years. I don't play online only games. If it doesn't have an offline component, I'm just not playing it. I don't care if it's the next coming of whatever. So it's just that's a game breaker for me, a deal breaker for me. So
yeah. I had a feeling that's where your response was going to go, because one of your streams you were talking about it, and you were just like, nah, and there's not a whole lot in it for me, which is kind of was going to bring up some of my other questions, because I think if I recall, you said you used to play WoW and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I was gonna kind of get into what were some of your early kind of play the hell out of it games that you played. Obviously, WoW would be one of them, because that's just the way it's built.
My early play the hell out of them games. Jesus, Legend of Zelda, Bard's Tale, Wizardry. All the gold box series from SSI, Eye of the Beholder, and all those the black box series from them back in those days. Jesus, so many. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was another one.
I love that game.
Just telling you, man, RPGs, open world sandbox games that have an RPG element in them. You got me. You own me on that one. A game that offers unstructured gameplay is like, yeah, but there has to be something there, right? It could be, like, say, my limit on unstructured gameplay is something like State of Decay, or, to a degree, Saints Row. The But stuff like Minecraft, where it's just like, here's a big box of Legos, have fun. I'm like, yeah, that's too undirected. I need some sort of there has to be some sort of structure to it, you know. So yeah, I mean, I'll sit here and hypothesize about 76 all day long if you want, but I don't have any personal interest in playing it or buying it. Online only games are just not for me, because I have the type of personality where I will lose my job. That's pretty much. No, dude, you laugh, but I'm not kidding. I was playing WoW somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 hours a day. I mean, I was like #1 DKP in 3 different guilds. Okay, I mean, no shit, I played the out of this thing. So yeah, online only games are something I have to not engage with. So yeah, that's probably more than you wanted or needed to know.
No, I mean, that's stuff that we don't know about you, and this is why we have you on here.
I need the ability.
You get that like that addictiveness where you're like, oh, I gotta keep going, gotta keep going.
I need the ability to easily be able to turn the game off and walk away. And online only games, because of their nature, because of how they're structured and how they're built, work counter to that. They make, because you don't want to let your friends down, right?
Right.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So if you have friends in every time zone, you have friends on 24 hours a day. How do you ever log off?
Exactly.
Right. Well, so, really good example. When I first started playing, I was in a clan for Star Wars Battlefront.
Mm-hmm.
And if we had a clan battle that was before my work, I would either call in just for this clan battle, or I'd leave work early.
Exactly. And it's just like, at that point, you're like, you lose the ability to make your priorities right. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to start. I'm just not going to start. I'm not going to start. So yeah, if they do an offline mode, I'll be all over it. But online only, have fun, guys, whatever. And let's see. Yeah. Bard's Tale. Flame horn. Bard's Tale is about the flame horn. 3 bars of flame horns, dude. You just rock the house. God, I can't believe I remember that. Okay, anywho. What's next, guys?
Like I was saying, that's too bad, because I mean, who would want to say, hey, I got Sardiliac at my side, go ahead, fuck with me, grieve me. Come on.
That's the thing, though. I'm not a good player, guys. You think I am, but I'm not. My reflexes suck, man.
But I think for me, one of the things that I'm interested in is, from the 76 standpoint, is like,
yeah, right? Strontium for the win.
Exactly. Nice. But for me, it's like, like Vic and I were talking one night, how close can we get our 2 camps together? Can we get them close enough together where they basically overlap and we can just build and make a big, massive settlement? So if we get like a group of us, can we build this massive thing? How cool that would be. That would be pretty cool, because I mean, otherwise, I don't see where you're going to be able to do any kind of a size glitch or anything like that. Maybe, I mean, the mechanic is there, here, but maybe they've done something to prevent it from happening. Now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the size glitch is easy to fix. Just don't count anything that doesn't come from the build menu.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So that's a simple one. And, given the fact that you can put 24, 36, or however many people in one place at one time, and there's nothing preventing that, then you have to put the build limit on, take the build limit of, say, Starlight, divide it by 24, and there you go. That's what you got to work with. So I got a feeling the build limit is going to be really smaller than you guys are thinking, man. It's going to be really, really tiny. Now, as for building building nearby, it all depends on how much you think the tech is going to change. Okay, that's really how the bottom line. Right. How much is the tech going to change? But we know that the settlements have boundaries. We know that mods like Conquest can create settlement boundaries. We know that they work on a cell system. We know that the engine's going to be the same. So I got a suspicion that when you drop your whatever the hell it's called, the workbench, it's going to create your settlement boundaries, and you can just the guy can drop it right next to yours if he wants to, and then it'll just take the next cell. So you could probably build adjacent, not overlapping. I can't see it building overlapping. That would be probably past the capabilities of this engine. So, right. But yeah, we're going to see some massive cities, dude. Okay, we're going to see some massive cities. but not that massive because, build limit.
Right, exactly.
In my opinion. Disclaimer, in my opinion.
Yeah, I saw somebody, I don't remember who it was, but they had gone in and measured after, from the different trailers and different video pieces that Bethesda's put out, and they measured how far the build bar moved when they set down like a turret or whatever.
Okay.
And then they measured that, and then they stretch it out across the entire build bar to figure out like how many
turrets you could build or whatever.
Yeah, how many items you could build, and it was like 72 or something like that. And they're like, yeah, so you'll get a decent size out of it,
Well, yeah, depending on how many polys and the turrets are, but yeah.
Right.
Of course, you could just have 72 turrets too. I guess you could just do that.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
So, have you pretty much been gaming your whole life, or is it something that you just recently got into?
Oh, I've been gaming since I was. Let me think. I probably had to look up on Google to see when the system came out, but at least since 1974. So yeah, I've been gaming pretty much my whole life. That's been a significant feature of my life, whether it's tabletop games, D&D games, miniatures games. But yeah, I enjoy figuring out systems and being entertained. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I've been gaming for a long time.
So you started off with that POG and.
Oh, I started off with a mainframe, dude. I started off with the digital PDP-80, which was a small mainframe designed for businesses. So my first monitor was a teletype printer, and we had a 300 baud modem with the cups, the rotary dial modem where you slam the handset into the cups, and the memory was a paper punch tape. And I used to come home covered with that confetti, dude. It was awful. Yeah, the one thing I remember about the PDP-80 is how hot it got. Even with the air conditioning on full blast, dude, it was a sauna because that machine ran so hot. But from there, I went to the TRS-80. From there, I went to which I still have in my attic. I programmed a Dark Tower clone. Remember that game, Dark Tower from Milton Bradley? Yeah, I wish I'd have kept it. It's worth like $400 now. But that was my first introduction to game analysis because I wanted to code it, right? I wanted to create a simulator on the TRS-80, so I needed data, right? Because it was random. You push the buttons and the little thing would spin and it would come up on certain things. So I must have went through like 150 D batteries just pushing the buttons and recording what came up so I could get the probability so I could code it into the game. That's how much of a nerd. That's how much time I had in my hands when I was a kid.
And you said you don't know technology? Come on now.
Well, no, I don't. Well, I did back then, dude. I was younger then, but now I'm older and it takes me longer to acclimate to new stuff because I have so much, history, I guess, or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I've been doing for the TRS-80, and then I got the IBM PS2, and then I started building my own systems. So we went 386, 46, Pentium 60, Pentium 90, Pentium 133, and then God only knows after that. I stopped building systems in 06 or 07. I started just buying laptops because I could no longer PC game. My reflexes and eyesight were not sufficient to allow me to find motor control I needed. Well, that's not true because I did play WoW until 2009. So that was the last time I actually played a PC game, I think. But I played the Mech Commanders and I played, everything. Ground Control was a fun game that nobody ever played, I think. But yeah, I've been gaming my whole life. Did a stint on an online gaming site. That was my job for like 2 years, and then of course the .com bubble burst, and then I was out of a job. But whatever. But that was a fun time. Got to travel, got to meet devs, got to see stuff. Still have a bunch of memorabilia on the wall. Still have a signed Quake 3 poster from the whole team. Age of Empires 2 posters, and I've got so many tchotchkes. I got to get rid of those things. But yeah, that's my history, and now here we are. I'm making videos and talking to y'all, and I'm like, I got shirts older than you guys. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Don't forget, I mean, we're up there in age too, so you can't be too much older than us.
So that's my gaming history. And now I stick with sandbox games and games that are not Twitch or Reflex based, like say Call of Duty or things like Fortnite, or stuff like that. I mean, I would play Fortnite anyway, but whatever. But
I don't think anybody wants to play that game.
Yeah, well, apparently a lot of people do, I guess. That and Overwatch. When Overwatch came out, people, Overwatch. I'm like, yeah, no, sorry, not me. Okay.
All right, for those of you that are just joining us, we are talking with Sardiliac, one of the infamous Fallout 4 builders. I'm Quick Smoke, and my co-host here is Local 4-Pack. If you have not ever heard of Sardiliac, get out from underneath that rock that you're under. Go to his website, check out his videos. Not right now because we're talking to him.
Soon as the stream's over, though, get your ass over there.
Exactly. Yeah, Gary. What else
or don't. I mean, or don't. Maybe you won't like it. If you don't like it, then that's fine too. So,
go check it out.
No, go check it out. Yeah, definitely check it out.
But if you don't like it, then just walk away and no big deal.
Yeah,
no
find
harm,
something
no
you do
foul.
like.
Right.
Find something you do like. That's the whole thing. Okay.
I can almost guarantee you'll find something you'll like.
There's so much there, man. Jesus. All right. Who's next? What do we got?
It's your turn, Gary.
I have a turn? Man, I didn't realize we were alternating here. All right, so I'm going to bounce back to Fallout 4 because that's, where we all kind of came together anyway, right?
Uh-huh.
So with Fallout 4, what is your absolute favorite moment in the game? Whether it's something that you did, a certain story element, or just something an NPC said.
My favorite moment in the game so far was okay. So y'all are familiar with Fallout 4. So here's a visual. Down near Shamrock Tap House, there is a building, like a government building with a big pavilion in the front, right? Like a big stage, and there's bunting all over the place.
Right. Yeah.
So I was down there farting around, and I hear gunfire. And near that pavilion, there's some super mutants that spawn in that top of that broken building, right? Okay. So the super mutants were up there, and then a Brotherhood vertibird came over and dropped a couple of guys in power armor, and they started shooting them. I'm like, okay, cool. And there was a legendary up in the building, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait for them to kill that guy, and I'm going to go get his shit. So they start shooting. They blow him away, right? The super mutants kill everybody but one guy in power armor, and he's lost most of his stuff, and he actually killed everybody, right? As soon as that last super mutant died, another vertibird circled in and dropped 2 more guys off. So this patrol of 3 goes walking down the street with the rubble. They go down past the gunner place by the MTA station where there's that Brahmin out in front, the Spuckies. So there's the power armor guys just destroy the gunners, just annihilate them, right? So milers come down from the side street and they just walk that way. So they keep going down the side street. They take a left, and then there's some raiders there, right? So the raiders start mixing it up. 2 more of the Brotherhood guys die. Another vertibird comes down, drops 2 more guys off. As soon as they hit the ground, another vertibird comes over. They keep cruising down the street till they get down to the super mutants down there by Hub 360. They start lighting them the hell up. The Mirelers spawn. Another raider group comes down from a side street, and then the game crashed. But it was awesome. But dude, it was awesome. It was
that would be awesome.
Dude, it was like a 20-minute running battle. I'm like, what? How does that even happen? So that was kind of cool. That was my favorite moment in the game so far. Just because it went on, and there was just more and more brother people and shit. And I'm just like, what the hell, dude? So yeah, that was my favorite. So that was the best time I've ever had in Fallout 4, other than, building and stuff.
Right. That's pretty awesome. that because that's just an epic moment. I mean,
because it's random. You can't plan that stuff. It just kind of happens. So, but yeah, I mean, because you're downtown and there's all this particle effects. There's too many corpses. There's all the action going on. It just crashed straight, locked up, and dumped me back to the dashboard. But man, it was awesome. I wish I had a video going.
Yeah, because you got planets lined up, and
yeah,
everything's just perfectly in line. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Oh, Mark's got a question. Favorite and least favorite companions across all Fallout. Fallout 4 or Fallout period?
Fallout period.
Fallout period.
Okay, let's do a preface. Have you played all the Fallout games?
Yes. I haven't played 1, 2 Tactics and Brother Steel in a very, very long time. My memories are most fresh with 3 in New Vegas and 4. But my favorite companion, that's a hard one because I don't really like companions to begin with. It's a tie between Arcade and the guy that the mechanic, the guy that Danny Trejo voiced in New Vegas. Both of them are from New Vegas, though. Arcade Gannon was one, and then the Danny Trejo character was the other. Because he was just so there's something about him that's just so funny. In Fallout 4, I like Dance, just because I like the way he says "outstanding." Outstanding. It's fun. It just cracks me up every time he says it. Least favorite, tie between McCready and Strong. Curie gets on my nerves too. But yeah, if I had to pick one, it'd be McCready because he whines so much. Could you stop whining so much, guy? If it's so bad, just leave. Just go. So
Too funny.
My weirdest encounter, Shell. My weirdest encounter was definitely that running fight. That was awesome. Doc Type, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much.
I'd have to say my least favorite companion is actually Dogmeat.
Yeah?
Yeah, he gets in the way.
Yeah,
all he does, he pushes you.
Mm-hmm.
He's all over the place, Yeah. And on top of that, like, you can't stealth with him.
Yeah.
Because, you get down to stealth because you're getting ready to snipe somebody out, and he goes running by, and he trips all the wires, and it's so annoying.
The thing is, I love the idea of Dogmeat as a companion.
Right.
I love that idea, and I always want to just do that because it's like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, because that's what really makes you feel like the lone survivor, and all that kind of fun stuff, right?
Right.
But yeah, he's not a very good companion, all things considered.
You think he'd be better trained?
Exactly. Yeah, for me, my least favorite, I probably have to say Strong. I mean, and he's just got. I don't like the story. I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be with you on that one.
It's just generally just annoying as hell. It's like,
yeah.
Ugh. At least I can get some entertainment and some decent story points from pretty much all the other companions. X688 or whatever the hell his name is. Never had him as a companion because I don't make it that far. I haven't made it that far in the Institute to do it, but from what I've seen of him, I don't think he'd make a very good companion either.
Yeah,
he has no story. I mean,
yeah, Strong is just a shtick that went on too long. That's pretty much his problem. Raul
Right.
Tejada, thank you, Draco. Thank you, Raul. That was him. Okay. Let's see. Did I miss any? I'll scroll through the chat because I'm used to.
Yeah,
I'm used to streaming it. I don't want to miss anything.
Mark says, outside of no offline mode, what would it take you to get us to join us in 76?
A winning lottery ticket.
So you wouldn't have to go to work.
I wouldn't have to go to work. Correct. See, Gary gets it in one.
I played Star Wars: The Old Republic for about 5.5 years, and during that time period, I worked full time and I went to college. I don't know how the hell I ever got any sleep. Honestly, because we do raid nights and you'd have to grind to get your gear and all this other shit, just so I could make it to the raid night. And let me tell you, I totally feel your pain. I figured out how to pull myself away from it. I don't have any suggestions, but I figured out how I could do it myself. But yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I had to set timers at this point, so.
I can believe that.
So just as all of us, what are our thoughts on companions in 76? And I mean, I would like to say that maybe there'll be Dogmeat there, if anything, but I think because it's an online kind of a co-op thing, your friends are going to be your companions.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think there's going to be any companions at all, because I mean, just not from a genre perspective, but just from a coding perspective. That's 24 extra people in the game that the game has to keep track of. And we've seen how well Fallout 4 handles companion pathing and AI. Yeah, no, it would be chaos. You'd have to, I mean, basically you'd have to double the head count in terms of, keeping track of everything. It would add too much overhead, I think. I don't think there's going to be any companion. If they are, they're going to be small things like maybe, say, a personal iBot or something that'll just be hanging off your shoulder or whatever. It won't be like dog meat or something running around.
I think it's going to end up being a mod. If you want a companion, it's going to be a mod.
If they allow mods, yeah. And they say they will, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I
Docs,
mean,
I've had a question.
I think it'd be difficult to have everybody have dog meat. Basically like what you're saying. It's just, yeah. I think it's going to come down to if you want a companion, you're going to have to just group up with somebody.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And local port pack challenge. How long did it take me to come up with your? I basically bolt doc type. For me, that's how I did it. So everybody else came up with their perks because theirs were a lot better than mine.
But your ending was pretty cool. I mean,
yeah, I like I said, I had to reverse engineer it onto the story, but It was fun. It was fun doing that part.
Definitely was a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Which creature monster?
Yeah, in relation to that question, I've seen you participate in a few challenges.
Okay.
But you never put out one yourself. How come?
Because I don't think that way. My challenge is build better. That's my challenge. It's an ongoing thing, and my rules are here's my videos. That's the thing. When I made the channel, when I started this whole process, like I said, I wanted to be a library. It's like here's a whole bunch of stuff that y'all can take and use in your take it, steal it, do whatever you want, have fun with it. But I don't really. It doesn't. I don't know how to answer the question, to be honest with you. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not the type of person who does that sort of thing. I don't think in those terms, I guess. I mean, if I did, it'd be build scrappy. And, well, here's a bunch of stuff. Do this. I don't know. I just want, I want, my channel was made so people would see how easy it is to build and that they could do it themselves. And that, you say, oh my God, I can never build like you. I'm all, yes, you totally can. Here's how. This is how to do it. So that's my challenge. Build better. That's my challenge. It's an ongoing running thing, I guess. I don't know.
All right, Strontium's got a question. Now, of course, I'm guessing he's talking about 76, not knowing how much info you've even looked at for 76, but he wants to know, you could probably move this into Fallout 4 if you don't know much about 76, but
okay.
Which new creature monster is the most interesting to you?
In 76, I really want to know what's going on with those ghouls. I really, really want to know what is going on with those ghouls. The ones that use the weapons.
Yeah, they're I forget what the name is. I bet Vic can probably pipe up here real quick.
Scorched or something?
Yeah, the Scorched, and they're basically like intelligent feral-ish ghouls.
Right.
I think they're like between a regular ghoul and a feral ghoul, so they still have some of their intelligence. I think is kind of what they're going for.
And that's what I want to know. I want to see how they're going. I mean, because the thing is that it's like what makes a ghoul go feral, right? We don't know. Everybody assumes that ghouls like Daisy and Bobby and Wiseman and Jones will eventually go feral.
Right.
But a lot of them, it's been 200 years, dude. They haven't gone feral. So what makes ghouls go feral?
An extra 10 rads, and then they automatically tip over the edge, or what?
That's a good question. Have you ever watched the fan film of Fallout, Nuka-Cola?
No, I have not.
Well, it's real. If you ever want to watch, I suggest watching it. It's really, really good. I forget who puts it out. I'm sure I could look it up and find it for you. But one of the main characters in that is a feral, is a ghoul, and eventually he just goes feral.
Right, but that's the thing. It's not Bethesda doing it. That's a fan film, and that's fine. I mean, that's great. But in Bethesda's games, we have yet to see a single. The only ghoul we know who actually went feral from regular ghouldom was Oswald's girlfriend. She is
Right.
literally the only one we have any proof of going feral. And we still don't know why. Why only her? Because all their friends, right? All their friends went feral like, what, 2 weeks, a month? Bang, they went feral immediately, you know? And we don't have any stories about any ghouls in the Commonwealth going feral. I mean, we got synths coming out, sure, but no one's ever met a ghoul who was rational who went feral. So it's like, how did they make the transition? Is there a halfway point? Are there some ghouls that just stop in the middle, who are like demented or whatever, but they're still rational? I mean, who knows? So I'm really curious to see what the lore, quote, lore is on the Scorched and where they fall into the continuum of ghouldom, and if Bethesda actually takes this opportunity to define once and for all how ghouls go feral and why, if they do. So that's what I'm most curious about. That would be my biggest point of curiosity here. But of course, it's lore based because that's how I do.
Right.
What are they going to do with the lore?
I would actually love it if Bethesda would put out like a cartoon series or a book series that explains a lot of this stuff, like stories from the Wasteland.
Yeah.
You know, instead of this, I mean, I know there's a lot of fan fiction out there for Fallout, but I mean, damn, these Bethesda writers, believe it or not, I think they're good writers. I mean, they've left a lot of questions in some of the games.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're going to leave the questions out there, freaking put a book out there.
Yeah.
Explain it.
Just lock it down so you have some sort of framework to where future stuff can make sense and you can explore it from there. But the Bethesdas, they don't really have, I mean, okay, they are probably really good writers. What they don't have is the luxury of having 2 years of exposure to fans and playing to flesh their stuff out. It would be nice if their lore writers got more input into patches, you know, where they could add more books or add more terminal entries or add more explanations for things, you know. That would be cool as hell. But they don't do that. So they just do them in chunks, you know, as they release games or DLC. So yeah.
All right. So I'm scrolling back here.
Good.
While
Roy?
he's, never mind.
Sorry. Roy. No, I'm sorry. Alex Ray
Mm-hmm.
asks, what do you think is the most underrated weapon in the game? And I'm assuming he means Fallout 4.
Underrated. Well, you're seeing it on screen. 10 millimeter. That would be the most underrated weapon in the game, especially in survival. So
yeah, I can see that. I mean, 10 millimeter rounds are the most popular rounds that you find throughout the game.
Yeah.
Besides, what is it, 32?
38.
Well, it starts capping out early on. So yeah, I mean, this one here,
that assessment.
my controller batteries are low because you don't see people using the 10 millimeter. Gauss launchers or the assault rifle, the big heavy hitters, which makes sense because at the end of the game in vanilla, enemies are bullet sponges. You know, you need that kind of huge damage.
Yeah, I can tell you, on my evolution character, at level 114, you run into a lot of bullet sponges, and carrying because it's just a gunslinger.
Yeah.
Holy crap! You go through a bunch of ammo.
Ooh, I'm hearing it now too, Liz. I'm muted and.
Yeah, I think might be Mikey. Yep.
Ah, Mikey.
What's going on? What am I doing?
I'm getting echo from you again.
Oh, god damn it. All right. Sorry, say something.
Test. Okay. No, it's still there.
Gary, say something.
Something?
All right. I think it's Gary is. I'll turn you both down a little bit.
Test. Still there.
Yep.
Gary, I get you way up at 115.
Because he's fancy. There's that echo still.
All right. I brought you both way down.
All right. Yeah, it's still there, but it's faint. Hopefully we just keep yapping. You won't hear it, right?
Right.
We'll talk over our own echoes. It'll be okay.
We're
Well,
not
see,
professionals here, guys. Remember that.
I got headphones, Stronny. We're good. I got a headset now. We're all right. At least I got that part. I used to have echo in my own headphones because I was stupid. I left the sound bar on. Duh.
Yeah,
I like,
I always rock a headphones.
I do too. So I don't understand why I keep putting out echo.
Well, it depends on what speakers you. Do you have any other speakers on?
No, I have everything muted.
So that's weird because when the only audio coming through is your headphones, then there's got to be, because you're on your Apple, right? There's got to be some sort of audio feedback.
Oh, there we go.
thing.
Here we go. We're gonna blame the Apple.
Well, I mean, because I couldn't tell you, I can't tell you what setting to go find, but there's got to be a setting in there because I've seen it in Windows that basically says, feed, send all audio to desktop or whatever.
Right. Turn off external speakers and shit like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I just gotta. Someday I'll have a better computer. Anyway, Draco says, what do you think of Bethesda doing an ultimate retcon and restart the entire franchise and own all the lore instead of inheriting lore from Interplay?
Whew, that's a really good question. Liz, I'm chilling tonight. Just to let you know, I got some 18-year-old Glenn Morangi going here. So, haha. What do I think of them doing it? Initial gut reflexes, I don't like the idea. I like the thought of them, instead of doing that, to focus their efforts on patching the obvious holes, and to stop winging it, I guess. They don't. I mean, I'm sure they have a lore Bible somewhere, but I have no idea what the hell they're even doing. So, oh, and Tony's here. So, hey, Tony, how you doing?
I was just gonna say, not to interrupt you. I was just gonna say, welcome, Tony. It's been months since we heard from you. Glad to hear from you, brother.
Tony, how you doing, man? Welcome back.
Yeah. Wow. Blast
Maybe we need
from the past.
Turn the mic over to Tony, man.
Right.
This is a bigger event than me sitting here babbling on the couch. Shit.
I'm actually going to answer some of that question too. Is I think I don't know about reinventing the Fallout lore, but I would love to see Bethesda, like I said before, take that lore by the reins and run with it. Like, do something with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with them retconning it to some degree, little bits here and there, just so we have some consistency.
Right.
So
they have an established full base.
Right, but completely wiping it out and starting over, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, because there's so much established stuff that they can run with. It's just a matter of going back through it. Talking to the fan base. Going to Reddit's Fallout lore and going, hey guys, give us your thoughts on X, Y, and Z, and just run with it. But take it and lock it down. Stop changing crap with random and just sort of winging it, and when there's holes and stuff. Like the whole jet thing. I mean, the jet thing by itself is this gigantic lore they can run thing, and it's it's just a matter of once and for all going back through it and talking to the fan base. So going to Reddit's Fallout lore and going, hey guys,
I'm actually gonna
give us your thoughts on X, Y, and Z, and just
further
run
it a little bit more and ask you what your opinion on Oxhorn and his videos on the lore of like everything.
They're interesting. It's fan fiction like anything else, so grain of salt. But I mean, I don't really have an opinion per se. It's just they are what they are, But if they don't come from Bethesda, they're not lore. They're just speculation. So I mean, sometimes it's informed, sometimes it's not. Whatever the hell. But I don't really. This is going to sound terrible. I don't really care. It's not something that's on my radar per se. I mean, he has a lot of good content, but that particular slice of his channel is not something that interests me all that much.
All right, fair enough.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's your opinion. You're allowed to have your own opinion.
Yeah, I got.
There's a lot of YouTubers out there that I have expressed my opinion about and don't like, and for certain reasons, and that's my opinion. That's the lovely thing about YouTube is if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah, there's plenty of other stuff, man. There's plenty of other stuff.
Gary?
Shell, well, thanks for stopping by, man.
Shell, you have a great night. And we'll talk to you later, okay, buddy? All right,
Thanks for
so
stopping
one of the things I always like to ask is, what is your, and you may have already answered it in one of your other answers and responses.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite genre to play?
RPGs generally.
Yeah, that's what
I like role playing games. The more sandboxy, the better. As long as there are role playing or RPG or character advancement style elements in the game that aren't just weapons and armor and shit like that. When they're abilities, I like that. Like the lightest I would get, let's go State of Decay. They have their own set of skills. They can advance certain ways or whatever. On the other side of the coin, you have things like The Witcher and the hardcore RPGs. And sometimes those are difficult for me to like assimilate, to internalize because they're so different from the way I may personally think. So RPGs. Favorite game of all time is gotta be Skyrim. Absolutely Skyrim.
I still have to play that game,
dude. I Skyrim. I mean, every time I hear the music, I'm like, I got. It's just that and World of Warcraft because there's so many. World of Warcraft burned into my brain. I swear to God. But yeah, Skyrim is definitely up there. But yeah, Skyrim, Fallout 4, GTA SA. I like Borderlands. I've got. I like Crackdown a lot. As dumb as it is, I love Crackdown. And I've got, what other games do I have in here? Saints Row. Oh my God, Saints Row. Before they jumped the shark in Saints Row 3, it was awesome, dude. Saints Row 1 and 2 are some of the best games I've ever played in my life. I still play them.
Are they based on the movie? The movies?
No, Saints Row came out as a Saints Row's the first game came out in like 2006, and it was absolutely a takeoff of GTA SA, 100% takeoff of Grand Theft Auto. But it was Saints Row was Grand Theft Auto mixed with like just ridiculous absurdity. It was so stupid. I mean, it was just like it was so off the chain dumb. It was funny, and I something about it just appealed to me so much. And that one and Saints Row 2. Oh God, Saints Row 2 was hilarious. I still quote most. I could do like Saints Row 1. I can still quote most of the lines from the cutscenes. Oh God, it was so good. But yeah, it was just dumb because I mean I like absurdity. Absurdity is just that is the height of humor for me. I don't know why, but the dumber it is, the more I will laugh. Like Airplane, best movie of all time, best comedy movie ever, because it's just so stupid, But it takes itself so seriously, and that's why I like it. Because of that whole dichotomy between the seriousness of it and the dumb shit that's coming out of their mouth. And Danae, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. So it's that kind of thing that I like, is the absurdity. So the goofier a game is, the less seriously it takes itself, the more I'm generally going to like it, unless I don't get it, and whatever. That's fine.
You ever play Conkers?
Who?
Conkers for Bad Fur Day?
No, I did not play that one.
Have you ever heard of it?
No. Oh, no, I have heard of that one. That was that was the one that was like Sonic, right?
Yeah, it was about a drunk squirrel.
Okay.
Came home from a night of binge drinking, and then he had to find something. Absolutely hilarious game.
All right.
Hey, Michael, welcome.
I believe that was a Nintendo special.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nintendo had a drunk squirrel?
Yeah.
Man, that's not very kid-friendly.
Have I played the South Park games? Mark, I have not played the South Park games. I did. I tried one of them. The first one, Order the Stick, right? I didn't get it. It eluded me for some reason. I just wasn't able to get into it. So, oh God.
Yeah, PS4, that is a very common bug there, Danae.
Yeah, I actually have that problem myself, and I haven't been able to figure out how to fix it. I've deleted my game saves. I've reinstalled it.
Now, there's something else you have to do. You have to, I don't know. I would go find Reddit. I'm sure they've got it labeled out there for you. I don't play on PS4, otherwise I would have already figured it out by now. But yeah, there's places out there that'll tell you how to do it.
Night, Stella.
If Di was here, she could just tell you exactly what to do. I think she's done it probably about 15, 20 times in the last 6 months.
Jeez.
Yeah.
My suggestion is sell your PS4 and get an Xbox because
Oh, geez. Oh, Dan, don't do that, man.
that's what I ended up getting an Xbox to be able to play Fallout 4 as well as 76 with my friends.
I see. Okay.
All right, so I'm going to kind of piggyback on to that. Your response and whatnot. What was the first console you ever played on? Not counting like Nintendo, like the more kind of advanced consoles, I should say.
The more kind of advanced,
like PS2, Xbox.
Oh, Dreamcast. I love the Dreamcast. I wish to God they hadn't gone away. That was well. Part of it too was Sega had. Well, come on, you guys know Sega makes the weirdest friggin' games ever, dude, and they're fun, right? I still have my sports version Sega Dreamcast with my Samba de Amigo maracas and all the other crap, Shenmue and Jet Grind Radio, and yeah, but the Dreamcast, that's the system I miss the most.
Did you ever play Shadowrun on Genesis?
No, I did not play the Genesis.
Oh my god, my brother and I still just rave about Shadowrun because that was an RPG on the Genesis, and Jiminy Christmas, we put hours and hours and hours into that thing. It was crazy.
Nice.
Now, was it Sega or Dreamcast that put out Oddworld?
I don't remember. I don't know. Maybe.
I know it's one of the games I've always wanted to play, and I didn't have the system for it.
Yeah, that's the one I wish I'd made. Because it was just so nichey. It was so weird, but it was so good. God, Jet Grind Radio was it was so much fun. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm getting all weird now. But like Skies of Arcadia and Shenmue and Shenmue, okay, come on, Shenmue, dude. It's like a 2-disc, 3-disc game in '99. What the hell was that all about? But it was fun. It was weird. You could, cook dinner. It's like, what? Doesn't even make any sense. So,
man, talk about an involved game.
Gary, the video's paused, by the way.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Not anymore. It's not. I don't know how that happened.
Because it's like on my screen, it's like frozen at the freaking menu, and I'm like, the menu's been up there for a while.
Yeah, I'm sitting there staring at it too, and I just wasn't even picking up that it was frozen.
Because we spend most of our lives in menus when playing out, so it's like seeing the menu, like, what?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm used to that. Yeah, you must have stepped away to go to the bathroom or something.
Gauntlet Legends. Gauntlet. Ooh, Gauntlet.
Oh,
Don't get me started on
Gauntlet. That's an awesome game.
So if Bethesda came up to you, Sar, and said, we think Fallout 4 is a big dump.
Okay.
We need you to improve it. How would you improve it?
How would I improve Fallout 4? Well, the first thing I would do is license the Unreal. And I tell them, get your asses to work and build this thing in an engine that was 1,000. After that, we'll see. but I swear to God, the only thing I would change is just fix the engine, dude. Stop the crashing, stop the lagging, just fix it with a modern engine. Could you just? But So yeah, that's how it. Sorry, man. That's my answer. It's technical. Just fix the engine, fix the crashing, make it run downtown. Don't let your eyes be bigger than your stomach when it comes to graphics, and fix the settlements. Let me build anything that's in the game in vanilla. Let me scrap anything that's bushes, trees, and trash in vanilla. That's what I want. Make settlements more robust. Give me radiant quests for my settlers. Give my settlers names. Give me a reason to give a shit about them. That would be fantastic. I know they bolted on settlements into the whole game and whatever, but they did. Part of the game was you had to build the relay. Part of the game was in Far Harbors you had to build, the his Demon's Memories. You had to use the building mechanics. I swear to God, when I got to that part of the game, I was like, sweet, I know how to do stuff. Yay! It's like I know how to build. They could use the id engine as well. Sure, they could use the Rage engine. Anything, Mark, in the last 5 years, use an engine that could handle this kind of graphics, man. That would be great.
I think one of the things I'd add to that list, because that whole list is awesome, I would say pay whoever came up with the unofficial patch.
Yes.
Pay them $10,000. Say thank you very much. We're gonna now take this and we're gonna make it a new patch for the game.
Or just hire them on retainer. Just say every time you update, well, like a Patreon for
right,
what's his name?
Exactly.
For the crews, like here, we'll give you $5,000 every time you guys update this. We'll prop it, we'll send it through, and we'll give you $5,000. It's like, oh my God, it just put that in the game. Same with Skyrim too,
Right, exactly. I think that'd be the only other thing besides the stuff that you were mentioning. Yeah, it just boggles my mind, and it'd be so easy for me to install it, and run it, but I just don't, because I'm just like, oh, I'm not gonna use mods, and then it's just like frustrating as hell, though.
Well, the thing is, it's not really a mod; it's a patch, dude.
Right, exactly. But I have to get it as a mod, and so
yeah. I know, I hear you.
The thing that drives me nuts is I have all my characters. I have two characters. Two. One is not modded. One's modded because, heaven forbid, I run a mod when I'm on survival, so I can use the console command for one reason or another. And then I go load in one of my other saves, and then I've got a modded play of that. I'm like, which one was it? Exactly. Now I'm trying to figure out which one I was actually playing. Did I actually play the modded one for a while? Not using mods, but did I play it for a while? And yeah, it just fucking annoys the hell out of me.
Yeah. Okay, Doc, I've had a question earlier that I wanted to cover. He said, or she said, I don't know if it's where is it? It's up here, and it's basically, how do I decide what games do I stream? And the answer to that is very simple, Doc Type. If it makes me laugh, I'll probably stream it at some point. If I'm enjoying myself enough to where I'm laughing at the game or I'm having fun with it, if I don't love it, I'm not going to stream. I'm just going to stream just for the hell of it, right? But it's like I want to have something that I know that I've learned something about, so I can share what I've learned about it. So that if you're watching it and you play the game, you can have something to take away. That's pretty much my whole motif is, there is something in here of value other than just gameplay. If that makes any sense. And Huge Happy Grin, how you doing, baby? Welcome to the stream. Oh, all right. What else we got? Scrolling.
Questions. Yeah.
If you, not saying that you plan on it, but if you were to make decide you were going to make a, like a game studio, what would the name of your game studio be?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what it would be called. Happy Accident Studios, probably.
That's actually a pretty good name.
Like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of your kind of your sayings, right?
It's the story of my life, dude.
Nice.
So yeah, Happy Accident Studios. That'll be me.
So
I would buy your games.
Just for the name of the company alone, yeah.
Yeah.
We've asked pretty much everybody that's been on the show this, and we definitely want your opinion. If you're gonna make a game, what would it be? Like, what genre? Like, what's in it? Like, what's the premise?
Well, it's going to be RPG and fantasy for sure, guaranteed. I mean, that's pretty much that's my favorite genre, my favorite thing. I mean, guns are fine, but I like bows and arrows and knives and swords, goofy medieval shit like that. It would be probably a survival type game, probably not an epic quest kind of thing like Lord of the Rings and like that, but I don't know, more of a sandbox, more of a here's a world that's happening, and you're surviving it somehow. And I'd probably hire a bunch of people who actually knew what the hell they were doing to create like 3 or 4 different completely separate scenarios, and then work to make them all work together, and then just pop the player in the middle of it and go, here you go, good luck. So, crafting and building and, the usual stuff. Definitely an emphasis on non-magical solutions, I guess, other than the whole, healing kits and stuff like that. Because if you get too hardcore, then it becomes painful rather than entertaining. There's a fine line between entertaining and masochistic. It's like you got to ride the line. You got to make it tough. Like for me, Dark Souls, way too much for me. Like, no, people love it. It's a great game. It's a good challenge. If I want to learn challenge, I'll learn Japanese. I don't want to have a challenge when I play games. I want to be entertained. So it's a different thing. So yeah, something like that. It would be that sort of ambitious, ever always in development kind of thing that would never go live. So yeah. And what would be my perfect mod? What would be my perfect mod, Lava? My perfect mod would prevent the game from crashing. It would have some way to intercept any crashes and just keep it stable, keep it working.
That's awesome.
Something but a perfect mod would allow me to manipulate the graphics. That's what I want. Manipulate the graphics. Because back in the day,
I was waiting for you to say a free cam while building.
Well, free camera building would be good. I would like that a lot, but I've gotten so used to it the way it is. It's fine. What I want is a way to enable or disable every single graphical feature in this friggin' game. I want to cut the textures in half. I want to get rid of all the stuff, all the fog and the mist. I want to get rid of all the trash. I want to be able to set my settings the way I want. So if I want super pretty that'll destroy my machine, I can have it. If I want super blurry and FOV 140 and oh my god, I can do it. Because performance to me is more important than visual fidelity. I don't really care how pretty a game is. It doesn't really do anything for me, because always in the modern games, the prettier it is, the less stable it is. It's going to burn your machine up. It's just not going to work. And it's like I would just like the game to be stable and work. I want 30 FPS forever, or 60 ideally, but 30 I'll take. So, and Mark's asked me a question for Rails, but here, if you could date any of your subscribers, who would it be? It'd be you, Mark. Hey, baby, what's up? How you doing, girl?
Hey, I've heard he's got 2 dicks and 3 balls.
So we could bring the whole party then. There's plenty for everybody.
Exactly.
Who would I don't know, man. Nobody. I don't know. I don't even have a context for that question, Mark. So I'm going to put NA, not applicable. Not applicable. It is off the rails though. No shit. I got to be drunker than that, dude. Come on.
So out of all the games you've played, what would you tell somebody is a must play besides Fallout 4? Besides the Fallout series?
Skyrim.
Or Skyrim, thank you. What is a must play? Like, you guys, dude, you can't miss this game. You gotta fucking play it.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Absolutely 100%. That game, there are so many games right now that owe so much to that game that I'm gonna say GTA. I mean, I don't even like part. I don't like GTA 4. I don't like GTA 5. I like Midnight Club, but that was a different studio. That was the North studio. And but yeah, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, because all the games that we're playing today, there's elements of all those games in that game. I mean, literally everything is in it. I mean, sure, it's dated, and yeah, the the graphics aren't so great, but in terms of a complete game experience and a long, yeah, it has to be Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
It definitely has a hell of a storyline.
Yeah, there's just so much of it, and the vodka to see Market Star. Well, hey, maybe I changed my bring it back. Whoever's got liquor. No, all right. Oh yeah, sorry, it's on. Mark. Okay, so yeah, that would be my must play. In the modern era, yes. I mean, it's in terms of the games I personally played, it would be Skyrim. Not so much Fallout 4. Because Skyrim is pure Bethesda. That's their IP. That's their thing, And Skyrim, unlike Fallout 4, has solid, established lore that does not vary between games. So, yeah.
That's a game I keep putting off to play. I want to play it, but I keep putting it off. I keep putting it off and finding something else. And my cousin, my niece, plays the hell out of that game. And she keeps telling me, "Oh, it's such a great game. It's such a great game." And I don't know, for some reason, I just keep putting it off.
Well, dude, it'll be there for you when you're ready. That's the beauty of older games. They don't go away. And the best part, as the hardware gets better, they run better. So it's like, booyah.
True to that.
And everybody's drinking, and I'm out of scotch. This is bad. I'm out of scotch. Okay. What are the questions you got for me? We miss any? Anybody else got anything they want to know while we're here?
I was trying to look through there, and I didn't see any that we missed.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Is there any game that you've wanted to play and just haven't?
Wanted to play that I haven't? Oh, God, lots. Geez, what is it? I've got. I'm waiting for Crackdown 3. I want Crackdown, but it's just not coming out. What do we got? I want to play Assassin's Creed Origins. I haven't gotten around to that. Streams. It looks really, really good.
It is a fun game.
Kingdom Come Deliverance is on my list, and Middle Earth: Shadow of War is on my list. I've seen good things about them, and I'm like, yeah, I want to look into that and see that. But I guess I can cross State of Decay 2 off this list. I've got a list on my phone. Every time I see a game in a magazine or review, I'm like, I'm going to make a note of that really quick on my phone. So next time I'm in GameStop, if I see it, I can go ahead and buy it.
I got a two-part question for you. Kind of goes along with that.
All right.
Is there a game studio that you avoid playing any of their games? And then the second part is there a game studio that, as soon as you hear they put out a game, you're like, I got to try that one?
They actively avoid their stuff?
Right.
Whew, that's a good one. Well, EA, but
that's actually what I was thinking. So.
because that's the company, it's not the developers.
Right.
We got to make the point. It's the company, not the developers. But yeah, Rockstar games don't appeal to me. They just don't. I've tried to like them over and over and over and over, and I don't get. I mean, okay. What I like about Rockstar games are the radio stations. Okay, the radio stations are amazing in Grand Theft Auto, especially GTA 5. I mean, I listen to them on YouTube when I'm at work. I'm like, oh my god, the one station where it's the woman talking about, like, she's like this hillbilly or whatever, talking about how she didn't believe in vaccinations when her son died of polio naturally at the age of 7, and I'm just like, I lost my shit. I'm like, oh my god, that is so awful, but it's hilarious. So yeah. Anyway, I tend to avoid EA games. Just because I don't want to support that company. And Rockstar games, I just don't get. I'm sorry, go ahead.
They've done some shit. They've done some shitty things, especially as of late. They don't really care about their customers.
Yeah, they've been shitty.
There's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah.
So,
yeah,
but
for
general,
me as a Star Wars fan, I wish that Lucasfilm would cut ties with EA, so that way you can actually get a good Star Wars game made.
Yeah, or at least have a chance to get a good Star Wars game.
Right, exactly.
As long as, because Lucasfilm has a history of fiddling with stuff, but then again, what was it? X-Wing versus TIE Fighter? That's one of the best games ever.
Yeah, that thing was. Yeah, I played the crap out of that thing.
They need to pull that out of retirement, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would be all over that thing like stink on shit. But I would love a really good in depth. I don't know if you ever played Knights of the Old Republic.
Dude, I when it came available for Xbox One, I downloaded it the same day, dude. And I sat and I played the whole thing through in a weekend. Yes. Knights of the Old Republic was.
That was fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually trying to download that game.
I would love to have another in-depth RPG Star Wars game like that. That was just.
Yeah, I mean,
great.
They were going to.
Yeah, and they fucked it up because EA got involved.
Yeah. So. Yeah, now see, when you play Knights of the Old Republic, now you're like, wow.
Right.
RPG. But then again, you got to remember when it came out, it was like, what, 2003 or whatever? I mean, it was an old game. So,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
there's that. And then the studios that I go for all the time that I was like, oh my God, I have to play their shit. Well, none, because I always look for reviews. But there are some that I will always look for first. Volition is one of them. Real Time Worlds is one, the one that did the first Crackdown. And of course, Bethesda is one of them. Undead Labs, of course, is one of them, oddly enough, even though, I mean, I love State of Decay 1, but they kept patching it and it got too hard and I couldn't play it anymore. What other studios do I really keep an eye on when I see their logo come up? BioWare. I wish they weren't. I mean, Mass Effect was awesome. I wish they would just get out from underneath. And Dice Studios. Dice Studios is when when they pop up, I'm like, hey, wait, what? To see what they got going. But yeah, but I always wait for the reviews to make sure what's going on. And why County Crossing, Doc Type? Let's go ahead and get Doc Type's question. Why County Crossing rather than anybody else? Because County Crossing is the Goldilocks settlement. Okay, it's not too big, it's not too small, it's not too tall, it's not too varied, right? But it's not too bare. It doesn't have any sort of feel to it. It's a broken house and a settler shack, right? So there are anchors there for me to use. There's not a lot of space to fill up, but it's got a very tall boundary in case you want to make something tall, right? There's enough variety in the terrain to give you a challenge, but not so much that it frustrates you, like, say, Coastal Cottage. And it's centrally located, so it's perfect for survival. I mean, literally, it is perfect for survival because you get the whole east side from there. You can go straight to Tappington from there and then just go right to 10 Pines and over the top.
Yeah,
you can go down to Bunker Hill and downtown. So it's really, really well located, other than, say, Hangman's. But you grow out of Hangman's really quick because once you get to, like, level 30, you're like, I don't need to be here anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why County Crossing. There's a lot to like about it. And it's easy to unlock, too. It's super easy to unlock. I've never had a problem unlocking it. There's never been a bug where they stopped and didn't let me unlock it. Question for Sar, my favorite developer? Favorite developer. Historically, Mark? All time or currently in business? That would be my question.
Why don't you answer both?
Why don't you answer both? Sure, dude. Why not?
We got time.
My favorite developer. My favorite developer, defunct, is Westwood. I miss Westwood Studios. Command and Conquer. Westwood, they made good games. I also, of course, like Volition. Currently, favorite developer, huh? Man, I don't know. If I had to pick one favorite, Jesus, let me get back to you, dude. I had to think about that one. I don't know. I really don't know. Blizzard would be my favorite developer. Even though I don't play any other games, I haven't played any other shit since forever. Blizzard would be my favorite developer.
They have put out some good quality stuff. Because
Blizzard's claim to fame, okay? And I'm going to tell you, I am impressed by this. I am impressed by their consistency and their overtime, their dedication to their genre, which is basically, we take other people's genres, we take all the stuff that sucks out of them, and then we make the pure version that rocks. They've been doing it since StarCraft. They've been doing it since Warcraft. It's like every time they make a game, they're like, oh yeah, totally Overwatch is just, like these 3 other games. Yeah, I know. But they took all the stuff that sucks out of it and they made it perfect. That's what they do. And they're so good at it. Like World of Warcraft. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to take Asheron's Call and EverQuest and all these other games. We're going to take all the stuff that sucks out of them and they're just going to make the perfect version of it. And they just did. And it's like, what? So yeah, that's why Blizzard is my favorite developer, because they have, over the last 20 years, been successfully doing the same thing over and over, which is to make the best possible game in any genre that they touch, whether I play them or not. I have to admire the consistency and the dedication, the purity of purpose, and just the pure skill that it takes. Their games just don't suck, like, ever. People complain about them. Yeah, there's weird things about them. Yeah, they patch them. But they stay active in the community. They listen to what's going on. and they make changes. And well, of course, they screwed up World of Warcraft, but that's because 14 years of cruft. I mean, you're going to have problems when you try to do global stuff.
Well,
So
I think the thing is that they are gamers. You know what I mean? Because they know like as a group they know, okay, these are the things that suck about these other games.
right, we just scrape out the shit that sucks. It's
Right.
like okay. Let's see. My thoughts on Dying Light 2. I don't know what that is, Mark. So I don't have any thoughts. Open world RPG elements sounds like something I would like.
Dying Light is a game about post-apocalypse zombie game.
Okay.
The first one was about a man who runs into a little girl and they try to get by and survive. Really great game. For me, it was a great game. I loved it. It gave me anxiety playing it. It was so like on the edge of your seat playing.
Okay.
Type of game.
Well, then it sounds like something I should at least take a look at. Let me make a note. I'm
definitely.
I'm going to put Dying Light 2 on my phone. And Vic is asking, is the game series pre-order? Yes, Vic, Fallout 4. This is the Fallout 4, the game I'm playing now on the Xbox. This is the Fallout 4 edition of this game. I literally pre-ordered. I did not even buy an Xbox One until Fallout 4 came out. So yes, your answer is on the screen. Fallout 4. It's a rare thing. I will say that it is very, very rare for me to pre-order a game. In fact, I haven't pre-ordered another game in 3 years. Probably will never do it again.
Oh yeah, Mark's right. That's Last of Us, Mikey.
Is it?
Yeah, Dying Light is the one where you do all the parkour stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. He was telling me about that. Okay, I remember that now. The parkour stuff. He said you don't have to do parkour shooting, but you can do that. Okay, now I remember. You brought this up before. Let me put it on my list. Got to put it on my list.
Correction mark.
I will have to go back to a question that I remember seeing Mr. Strontium ask earlier.
It's all good, dude.
What are your thoughts on greenery in Fallout?
That's a good question. I am opposed to it in general and the specific, because people say, "Oh, well, it's not realistic that there wouldn't be trees 200 years out of the Fallout." I'm like, yes, this is very true. This is very true. It's also not realistic that water is irradiated, because water is an insulator of radiation. You literally cannot get irradiated in water. That's the whole point of water. So when you dive into a lake or stream in Fallout, and the Geiger counter starts ticking, I'm like, okay, you've already just jumped the shark on physical reality. It doesn't work that way. So, but I grew up on Fallout 1 and 2, and Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 are brown, dead, and grimy. That's what they are. Fallout is nasty. That's why I like Moribund World, because it makes it look like Fallout 1. That sepia tone, dark, grim, disgusting. It's like it's supposed to be gross. If it was green, it'd be like, oh, look, it's Skyrim with rifles and ghouls. What? No, it's just no. I don't like greenery in Fallout games. Now, if they did a Fallout before the war, yeah, make it green. Or if they did a Fallout 500 years in the future, yeah, sure, dude, make that green. Or you have, what's his name? Is it Harold? In Fallout 3, the guy that was in the tree that was the mutant tree that was in the grotto there. Okay, that's good. He's a mutant.
Yeah.
Okay, that green makes sense. It's a one-off. It's weird, whatever. But it's got to be brown, man. It's got to be sepia tone. It's got to be old photograph looking. It's nasty.
Yeah. Now, I understand what you're saying with that, but my only argument about especially because you referenced Fallout 1 and Fallout 2.
Mm-hmm.
My argument to that is they were out in the Mojave, essentially.
Oh yeah, they were out in the stink.
So of course everything's going to be just brown there, because it's already fucking brown.
Right, exactly.
So I mean, but your brain gets conditioned to think that that's what the only way Fallout should be looking.
Right. I didn't see a lot of green in Fallout 3 either. So that's kind of where I'm coming from.
Yeah, they went away from brown though, and they went to like gray.
Yeah, that greenish gray or whatever it was.
Right,
sure.
Right, yeah.
But the whole thing is, it's got to. I mean, of course, okay, we could get an entirely different discussion about the time frame too. I think it was a mistake going 200 years in the future. So, hey, Jude. All right.
Talk to you later,
Have
Judah.
fun. Go eat. Have fun. So, but yeah, like I said, the Fallout 4 universe physics don't really apply to normal real world stuff because, again, the irradiated water is the key. Okay. At that point, you've got a fundamentally dissonant physical physics, reality. It's like, okay, the water's irradiated. Water doesn't stay irradiated in the real world. So at that point, you can't really trust anything. So I guess it could be green. Sure, why not? I don't think it doesn't work for me. Because when I see green, I think life. I don't think death. And Fallout 4 is death. That's Fallout is supposed to be about death. That's its entire motif. It's death and death and death. So
Well, what about Project Purity?
Yeah, well, right. They're carving life out of death. And what happened to James? Oh, look, he's dead. Everybody dies, man. So it's like, the currency of Fallout 4 and the economy runs on death. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes it's depressing when I think about it. But anywho.
Hey, I think those are great answers. And Mr. Salt, I mean Strontium, he couldn't be more happy if you walked up and, gave him a $10 bill.
Give him a hand job, right? Oh, no.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's like radiation behaves differently in their universe. Exactly. So who knows? It's a wild card. But when I see green in Fallout, it's weird. It's jarring. It's like seeing, it's like an anachronism almost. And it takes me out of the game. So it's just a me thing. That's fine. Whatever. Okay.
So the future of gaming, you're seeing now more and more in more and more microtransactions.
Okay.
How do you? What's your opinion on it? How do you feel about it? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it should just stop?
It's a thing. It's not. It's like any other tool. It's not. If the tool itself is not good or bad, it's how it's used. Okay. Microtransactions. When you hear the word microtransaction, you immediately switch over to nickel and diming me to death. Okay, that's its association, right? It's not extra content. It's not a value add. No, it's a microtransaction. It's like I'm going to pick your pocket. So you're already dealing with a loaded term. Do I feel like paying to play is a problem? That question I can answer, and the answer is yes. That's a very big problem. That is something that I'm okay with. Horse armor. If Bethesda wants to make horse armor, because that's like the template for microtransaction stupidity, right? But if they want to try and sell that, great, right? If nobody buys it, well, that's fine. Then you've wasted your time in whatever and they say, oh, they could have been making other stuff. They could have. They definitely could have. Whatever. That's not. But I'm a consumer, right? I can decide or not decide when a product comes out if I like it or not. Okay. But my consumer power doesn't extend to telling them how to do their business, right? So if they want to do that, fine. I'm free not to buy. And if it's like, oh my God, it's the greatest game ever. Well, it's great, but I'm not going to get it because I don't give a shit. It's not for me. That's not something I want. I don't want to support that. And don't have a problem with not supporting things that I don't support, but it's hard to care about like people like other studios like EA. EA is infamous for this, right? Of nickel and diming people to death with features that, quote, should have been in the game. Okay. But if they're in the game and they're not, if you feel like that's the problem, well, then, why are you not happy with the product you purchased is the question I have. Why are you discontent with the value of the thing that you already purchased because you didn't get this extra stuff that should have been in there but isn't for free? Not for free, but as part of the cost of the item, right? That's why I don't pre-order stuff. That's why I wait for that's why I wait for reviews. I want to know what's in the package before I buy the thing. And if I'm content with that value received, I don't care if they could have put other stuff in there. I'm content with what I've got. Okay. So
see, go ahead.
I don't know what that answers the question or not. I kind of went off the rails.
No. I kind of miss the old days of if you wanted a special armor, you went on a quest to get it, and you earned that armor.
Okay.
That was part of the fun of the. I forget what. There's so many games way back then. I mean, if you got so many kills, you got your GoldenEye. You got so many kills, you beat the game, you got the golden gun. One shot,
Right.
one kill.
Uh-huh.
And then you got to play the game all over again with the golden gun. Now, with microtransactions, I mean, I don't have no problems with, if I like something, I'll buy it because
Right.
it makes my character look cool. But I do miss having to earn it.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question in return then, Mike, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
If you did not know about the microtransaction content, would that lessen your enjoyment of the game that you purchased?
Not at all. Not at all.
Then what you're actually missing then is the possibility of having something you didn't have, thing you bought, that you liked when you bought it, until you found out there was extra shit that you could have had that you don't, right?
True.
So are you buying the game or are you buying the potential? That's the question. And if you're buying potential, then pre-order everything because that's what that is. I don't know. I have a weird relationship with games, so my views may not be. I'm like I said, I'm like, this is what I purchased. This is what I've got. If they have extra stuff, whatever. If they don't, whatever. I'm happy with what I purchased. And that's why I don't really care about microtransactions. Same thing with the pay-to-play games, like the iPad games and the iPhone games, where you get them, you get them for free, and you can only play so much of them. And there's extra stuff you can buy, but then there's some of them that are designed to where if you don't buy stuff, you literally can't go on. I'm not fine. Delete, uninstall. I didn't pay anything for this. Whatever. I don't care. I don't love it that much, and if I loved it that much, I would buy the extra stuff because I find value in playing it. So either way, I'm getting the value out of my purchase, and I don't really worry about what I'm not. If that makes sense at all, I don't even know if I'm even making sense anymore.
No, you make perfect sense. Yeah. I guess what I was saying is like playing a game and you see this guy with the special armor. Okay. And you look it up, special armor, like how did he get it? Okay. And he had to go through this maze, kill this person, duck 4 times, and shot so many bullets.
Do the sequence.
Like a trophy. Yeah. Right. It's like a trophy. Like I went through all this. Oh man, you achieved that. You got that. That's great. It's just the showmanship of, hey, I can do this. I earned this.
Right.
That's what I miss.
Well, for me, as long as
that makes
those
sense.
items that you get like that, where you have to go earn them, as long as if you do that, you're getting like something special, not just because it looks different. Right. But it's got a special attribute to it, or it's just, you're nearly invincible, in it.
Okay.
Whatever it is. Then those I love seeing in quests.
Okay.
You should never be able to buy, no matter what, never be able to buy that kind of equipment through a microtransaction, because then it becomes a pay to win.
Okay.
And I think that should never be part of any game series, because if you have people that either aren't willing to pay or can't afford to pay, they're perfectly fine looking, however the game comes out and whatever they give you for free.
Right.
They don't want to go pay to win.
I agree with you. Pay to win is bullshit. That I am 100%. The game, when you buy a game, it should be content complete. You should not have to get additional shit to do the basic fundamental, beating the game thing.
Right.
But earning rewards in games is preferable to just buying them. Sure, but the thing is, when you buy them, they're not rewards, dude. They're purchases. They're not rewards. Right. It's like, So yeah. Anyway, so that's how I do. I don't really think about it. I don't like to encourage it. If I find out a game does that kind of thing, I'm just not gonna play it. I try not. That's why I don't pre-order, because you never know until it comes out what's gonna happen. That first week is when you find out what's really going on.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think Rockstar recently had some drama over Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
Because if you pre-order, like the Ultra Deluxe, whatever it's called, you got an extra mission, a couple of guns, and an outfit. And the people that can't afford that were upset because they thought they were missing out on some of the storyline.
Oh yeah. See, if there's actual story stuff that tied to it, well, then again, I mean, that's DLC is that same thing, right? If you can't afford DLC, you don't get to play Nuka World, and there's story there. So, like,
Well, Vic makes a good point. If it's a single player game, what does it matter? Which I think is a great point. And I'm perfectly okay with that. I mean, if you want to pay $5 to get a kick-ass weapon or some awesome armor or something, whatever. I mean, that's to me, it's no different. It's no different than saying you're gonna mod.
Right.
I can mod for free, or I can pay $5 because I like that specific thing. So I'm making a consumer choice to purchase that one thing.
Exactly.
Hey, more power to you. But when you start getting into online games where you're playing with other people, that's where I have a problem with it, because then there's some level of competition potentially.
Yeah, and then you know what? That's an excellent point. That might, in my opinion, online or multiplayer games. So that's not a factor for me. When you were talking about it, like, I don't get it, but that's why, because you're talking about online games and multiplayer games. And let's see, if as long as you complete the game without the microtransaction, why does it matter? Well, that's situational, Draco, Vic. That's situational, because look at. Let me give you a thought exercise here on that particular question. Let's say you can complete the game without the microtransactions. Okay. Let's say Fallout 4 had microtransactions. Okay. And just let me just pull an example right out of, if we can do this. I'm trying to think of the most tedious part of the Fallout 4 main quest. Okay. Let's say in the main quest, when you found out where Kellogg was, when you followed Dogmeat to Fort Hagen, let's say without microtransactions, let's say you had to buy Dogmeat. Okay. Let's say you had to buy Dogmeat's ability to track as a microtransaction. Now, that's not a game breaker, right? How long would it take you to find Fort Hagen from Diamond City without Dog? Well, it would take you probably a couple of hours if you'd looked up line, cheat guide, or whatever. But if you paid $3, Dogmeat can track him right to Fort Hagen. It will save you 3 or 4 hours. Technically, you can still complete the main quest. You're just wasting 3 hours of your life unless you do this. Now it comes down to, how much is your time worth? How much of your life do you want to dedicate to this? And that's when it turns from microtransactions and gameplay to like a time hostage situation. That's where people get pissed off, because now what they're doing is the developers are they're being pressured. Let's say they're being pressured by marketing and pressured by the project lead and pressured by the producer to arbitrarily stretch out and make the game more difficult than it would otherwise have been, had they not the ability to make it easier by trying to squeeze an extra $3 out of you. That's where microtransactions get dangerous, because when it starts to affect development before the game comes out, and that's where we're at now. That's where everybody's getting all suspicious and twitchy, right? Because they're like, that you can artificially extend this game and make it easier for people who pay extra. Who's gonna leave that money on the table, man? Very few companies. And they're companies like Rockstar and Blizzard, who are like billionaires or whatever. So it's not so much the microtransactions that are the problem themselves, it's the temptations that they create. It's the dynamics and the situations that they're responsible for. It's the knowledge that we could make this harder and make more money to have it be easier. The bonus shit, who cares? But it's the pay to win, pay to play thing. And unless you're on the development team, you have no idea what the difference is as a consumer, because you don't have any idea what the game could have been. And that's, I think, where people get the most paranoid, because they think they have the feeling, the sensation that somebody's trying to get over on them. So you can't even trust the game you're playing to be honest anymore, because you just don't know. So yeah, that's, I guess, that lengthy diatribe, whatever. But I think that's part of the problem, and that's It's more prevalent, of course, in multiplayer games because you can get the edge on other people. Playing to win is a lot easier to implement in a multiplayer game because it matters more. It actually has direct effects, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's also a quick way to piss off your audience, your clientele.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if they find out, sure. I
Right,
can understand that. And the companies are doing that, are learning that. Yeah. See, the thing is, Draco, they're still pushing the limits, right? But even now, we're still in early days. Still that weird back of the mind. What are you guys doing? Like sometimes when you see a game and all of a sudden it gets really hard for no apparent reason, and you look up online and look at this, they've got some content patches that you can pay a couple dollars for that'll make it easier. You have to wonder, is that in response to people complaining about it being hard, or is that deliberately designed to be hard so people will buy the thing? And you just don't know. So that's it's the doubt, I guess. The doubt is the biggest problem. If they were above board and clear and saying, yeah, we're going to do this, that, and the other, but the microtransactions will always be extra, not required, and blah, 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 blah. It's a fine line. And they're, like I said, they're still figuring it out. But hopefully, whatever. Time hostage is a great description. Thank you, Nacho.
Very well put, I think. Very well put.
So, anywho, that's what I think about microtransactions and everything else under the fucking sun. Oh. So what else are we doing here? How you guys feeling? Good?
I'm feeling great. How are
Yeah.
you? I mean, are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, I could use a couple of minutes to stretch and
Yeah.
sort of get a little twitchy.
Definitely. Let's take a break and
Okay.
we'll see if we have some more questions. I don't have, because we've talked about so many things, and I don't want to keep, try to rehash any previous questions that I've asked or ask them in a different way or whatever. So I don't really have anything that's on my mind right now to ask, but
Okay.
maybe something else will pop up.
Well, let's go ahead and take it like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then I'll come back and we'll.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, man. Let me.
Sounds good.
How do I put myself AFK here?
You can actually just mute the mic, the little mic thing. You just click on that; it's going to mute your mic.
Okay. Does it show you unmuted?
On Discord, yes.
Okay, so you'll know when I'm back. All right, I'll be right back,
Yep.
guys.
Yep.
Woohoo!
Well, since he's taking a little break, Gary, we never ask each other questions on this show, so let's ask each other a couple questions here.
How old were you when you saw your first hair through puberty? Oh, not those kind of questions.
I was born with hair. I was born with hair down there.
Sweet.
I came out automatically a pervert. I was actually going to ask you a serious question, but what do you think about the point in the perks things coming out on 76?
The points. Well, the one question I have,
situation?
and I saw somebody, because I was watching Vic's stream, and I got about an hour and 45 minutes into it, and I kind of stopped watching there because it kept rehashing. But either somebody asked the question, I don't remember if it was Vault Girl or who it was. I don't know. I don't remember Vic answering the question. Then again, he may not know the answer because I don't remember seeing it. I did watch the Bethesda stream. The question I have is, can you re-roll your points that you have on your specials? You can obviously change your perks, but like if I have 11 strength, I go, you know what? Fuck it, I don't want 11 strength. I want 11 endurance, and because I'm going to be a tank now or something. Can you do that on the fly, or do I have to have another character for that? That's one of the things I'm curious about. I like the idea that I can adjust my character. I'm not locked into any one type of a build. So I like the idea of going, I just don't need that perk anymore. I've had it for a while. I don't need it anymore. So whatever. Or I want to play a different style or whatever. I think that's cool. So it's interesting. It's Cat likes to say that it's dumbed down, and in some ways it is, but in other ways you have to really think about what you're doing and kind of plan things out a little bit differently than what we are, say, used to or whatever.
I'm trying to remember a lot of the footage that was played over QuakeCon, and I don't think you can take points out of your special, but I think with the perk points, um, that's where you could change your character from being a sniper to a tank. Is by because you can get the same perk, and you could add 1 point, 2 points, 3 points,
On the different perks.
or bring it down. Yeah, or
Right.
bring it down.
Right.
So I think once you invest in your specials, and don't forget, like, you can only invest in your specials up to level 50. After 50, it's just your perks you can invest in.
Right. Right. No, and I did see that, but I don't know. I have a feeling I'm going to have at least 2 characters, because in SOTOR I played a tank. I loved playing a tank. And for anyone that's never done co-op type things where everybody has certain roles, generally the roles are tank, medic, and DPS. Okay, and then there's different types of DPS, whatever, you know.
Welcome back, Sarah, by the way.
Welcome back, Sar.
Yo, don't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
So, and for those that don't know, the jobs are, as a tank, my job is to pull the aggro and get all the attention. That way the DPS can just do all the killing, right? I love playing a tank.
Mm-hmm.
So I am so looking forward to, hoping anyway, because they've mentioned being a tank and whatnot. I'm so looking forward to doing a tank, and in our little group being a tank for that. And so hopefully it plays out that way, because I played for 5.5 years as a tank in Star Wars: The Old Republic. Loved it, and I mean, you don't get quite as much glory, but you drive the combat as a tank.
Oh, Gary, I'm going to disagree with you, dude. Every DPSer loves you.
Oh no, they do, but
Dude,
when
I'm like, of
people's
course you're a
looking,
tank.
yeah, when people are looking at, they're checking their stats, right, and their numbers are
Uh-huh.
like, oh yes, I'm doing 4,500 DPS,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're and they're sitting there all comparing, and they're like the jet jockeys, they're
Yep,
the
yep.
and I'm like the ground crew,
Dude,
so that they get the glory, so to speak, but I drive the thing and I keep them safe and all that kind of stuff. So I really
okay,
enjoy it.
Gary, as a longtime DPSer, DPS we deliver, dude. I am straight up fire mage 100, dude. I was when WoW, dude. I was scary in DPS, but man, you know what? I am only as good as my tank. Because if he didn't hold it down, dude, I can't kill it. Okay, and I'm squishy as hell. So I know that my numbers, whenever we got up with a raid or whatever, I was like, hey, people, oh my god, dude, you're amazing with the DPS. I'm like, no, dude, the tank was amazing. I just pushed numbers at it, dude. He held the son of a bitch still. That's his job. Oh my god, I love tanks, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, dude.
Yeah, it's something about it. I just love it. It's my brother, he was in my guild in Star Wars, and he was a DPS, and he was actually a really good tank. From time to time, if we would run the same op multiple times, and you can only run it like once, so
Right.
per character. Well, we'd get to a point where, like, well, I'll play DPS, you play tank, and
Right.
he was an excellent tank, because he and I
Yeah.
would talk about it, and
Right.
he just thought it was great, because he goes, you understand exactly what the DPS needs you to do, where to put the guy and all this kind of stuff. And I think excellent DPS can be really good tanks, because they understand the fight.
This DPS was better as a healer. I was better as a healer.
Yeah.
Because as a DPS, I knew how to manage aggro. So I had
Right.
I had a good feel for, how not to overheal to peel.
Right.
God,
Right.
peeling
Yeah.
off the tank as a healer, dude. Oh god.
But having somebody that's an excellent healer, they make lousy tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because
And
they're used to managing aggro from the other side of the coin.
right.
They're
Yeah. Instead of
you know,
building it, they're trying to dump it.
exactly. So, but yeah, I always thank my healers and my tanks, man. Always, especially the tanks, man. Because without a good tank, dude, I can't do my job as good as I normally could. Because they won't hold still. I can't be chasing targets all over the damn raid zone, dude. Just
Yeah,
hold it
exactly.
down. Hold that
Exactly,
sucker still.
You
All right.
get that bastard held in place and
Yeah.
maneuvered in just the right spot, or whatever you have to
Lock
do.
them
And
down.
oh yeah.
Lock them down. So, anywho, any new questions? Are we getting good going here?
Oh, we're all talking about 76 on chat here.
I see. 76. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool.
I'm gonna give you some homework though, Sar.
Oh shit.
Now it's not. I don't know how well this is gonna work
Oh
because
god.
it probably would have worked better had I gave you some homework before we had the conversation, but I didn't exactly know where the conversation was gonna go.
That's all good.
But I would love for, I don't know how much you've seen of 76. I know you're opposed to it, but I would love to hear some educated viewpoints about what they're doing in 76 and what your thoughts are on it.
Okay. Okay. First off, Gary, I want to adjust your thing there. I'm not opposed to 76. I'm just not interested in it.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yep.
It's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a great game. It's absolutely gonna be fantastic. I'm very much looking forward to watching it. Okay. I'm very much looking forward to the streams. But as a player, not interested at all. So anyway, go ahead, hit me. What do you got?
Well, so the character building, it's one of the things we were just talking about. And the character building, that's quite a bit different. They have these cards and you can get up to 50 basically 50 levels. After 50 levels, 49, you earn 49 points as you go, and you put them in your specials. But you also get these cards that are your perks, and for the most part the cards are random. And so and you can trade the cards with each other. So if you have a certain card that works well with maybe me as a tank, I don't have that yet, then we can trade whatever.
Right. So you can make a character build, so to speak.
Right. So the interesting thing is you can undo your perks and decide I don't want to use these cards anymore. So you pull the cards out, swap it out with something else, and what have you. So I'm curious what your thoughts are on changing how that works, because I know some people, they're like, no, it must be a very traditional type RPG thing, where you have your perks, your traits, and your attributes or whatever, right?
Okay, so my first question for y'all then is, how many slots do you have to play these cards? How many do you get to play at one time?
I think it's 1 per level.
One per level.
No, you get 5 per special.
5 per special. So you've got 35 total.
Oh, you can have 5 per special. I didn't know there was a limit.
Yeah, there is a limit. You're only allowed 5 or so many points per special, I think it is.
So they're going to be different values then?
Well, you can have up to 15 in 15 points on a special instead of 10 now. So
15 points on a special. Okay,
say you got like Lone Wanderer.
Okay.
You could have Lone Wanderer 1. You could have Lone Wanderer 2. Oh, I'm wrong.
Yeah, no.
Draco said I'm wrong.
So
okay, somebody explain this to me in a short sentence.
You can have 15 on strength instead of 10, right? So each special value can go up to 15. You will get, right out the gate, you're going to get 1 point for every special. And then for the next 49 levels that you level up, all the way up to level 50, you earn 1 point that you can put on any of your specials up to level 15. And then every 2 levels for the first 10, I think it is, you get a perk card pack or something, and then you get to choose, but I don't know if there's a limit to how many perks you can put in any one special, as long as you have enough points in that pool. So like if I have 15 for strength, that 15 is my pool of points that I get to put on my perks. right? So you don't have to use all your pool, but you can't use more. So if I have like 3 perks that are level 4 of each of those 3 perks, there's 12, and then I have one that has 3 levels. I can't take a 4th perk or whatever, or a 5th perk that is level 1
Okay.
even, because that's too many points out of that perk.
So I'm gonna make sure I understand this because I'm kind of winging it here. So basically, you can play quote as many cards. You can play as many point values of cards as you have points maxed in your special.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So in theory, if you have 15 strength and you have 15 1-point cards, you could have 15 strength ability.
Right.
Oh, Draco just said that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So what we're seeing then is that the 1-point abilities are going to be shit like Vans or Scrapper or whatever. And then the big ones are going to be like, extra health, extra stamina, extra armor, whatever, the heavy hitters. So you could have, depending on your specials, you could have 3 or 4 really strong abilities in that special, or you could have a bunch scattered all over the place. Wow, this is Jesus, that's gonna be a complicated character building sheet, isn't it?
Yeah, they said there's hundreds of cards.
Yeah, see, I was waiting for that. Okay.
Yeah, hundreds of different cards.
So that's how they get you right there. That's how they get you to keep playing.
Now,
okay,
after level 50, and that's something
there's your
else that's
economy.
important. After
your
level
economy.
50, you keep getting cards. So
Right,
that way
no
you
more
can possibly get some that you didn't have or whatever. And likewise, if you want to go to level 2 of a certain perk, you have to get another one of those cards.
Right. Or,
to be able to do it.
Mix and match. Right. So that's going to be hellish. There's, oh my God, the first couple weeks of the game were people just making lists of cards that they found, and where they found them and how they found them and what they're on and whatever. And
I think there'll be so many different unique builds. Like,
well, yes and no. Yes and no, Gary. Yes and no. Because there's going to be an optimal set for your tanks. There's going to be an optimal set for your snipers. There's going to be an optimal set for your builders. People are going to break it down pretty quick. There's not going to be a lot of generalists. There's not going to be a lot of whatevers. So I can tell you right now that the most valuable cards are coming out of the nuke zone. Just fucking virtually guarantee that's going to happen. So I wonder if there's going to be any 15-point cards or whatever. Is there going to be a single card that has a value of the maximum your specials can be? And if so, what the hell is that thing going to be?
Yeah.
Consider armor to. Okay, Mark says consider armor to boost your specials. How does that work? Same way it does now. It applies to your temporary stats, not your permanent stats. I mean, if you get, if you have Mentat, you can't buy +2 charisma perks or whatever. You can only go on your base. So the armor is only going to boost your specials for the purposes of health and other derived stats, not card buying.
Right.
I can tell you that right now. They're going to max that and cap that shit hard, because otherwise there's no way to balance it. And of course there's your long-term play. They can just introduce more cards all the time, just all the time.
Yeah. So just all they have to do is go. You know what? You know what would be a good perk? Let's do this one.
Yeah, let's throw this in there, or let's combine 2 cards and make it this 3rd card, or whatever.
Right.
That's kind of a cool idea, because there is a lot of one of the things I do wish Fallout 4 had more of is perk synergy. I wish there was perk synergy.
Yeah.
Where one perk did one thing, another perk did another thing, but if you had both these perks, it would do a 3rd thing. That would be cool. Like if you had Vans and you had Scrapper. Let's say you had Scrapper 2 and Vans 2, you could highlight corpses because you're a perfect Scrapper, right? You know where everything is. You can find it, and Vans will. That kind of stuff. I wish it had that sort of deal, but it didn't. So maybe they'll have that in here. But yeah, this sounds like an incredibly complicated dynamic. And it sounds like it's going to be pretty interesting. But yeah, just trust me, dude. There's going to be best build posts everywhere, and very quickly. So anyway, what was the question? I'm sorry, I kind of got off the track.
I'm just curious. I mean, I think you kind of answered. I was just curious what your thoughts were on that. I mean, there's other Fallout 76 questions I'd love to ask, but that's why I said there's homework. Homework is to educate yourself, and then maybe come back and we can have another conversation about it sometime.
But I'm not going to play it, dude. Why would I care? It's like boning up The Last of Us. I'm not going to play that game.
Right.
But talking about dynamics is fun. So let's talk about this. This is going to add a lot of longevity to this game. The cards by themselves are going to add a significant amount of longevity because you got to catch them all, man. And the people, that's what they're driven on. I got to get them all. I got to get them all. I got to get them all. So that's going to be one. The card thing is going to be interesting. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it depends a great deal on how it's implemented and stuff like that. But yeah, 56 points per over the specials. Well, sure. That's not too bad, though. I mean, 56 in specials gives you an average of 9. So it's like you could have 10 in, 4 things and 8 in the other 2. So you're not really limited on stuff. That's not as much of a limit as you think. Because there's only 7 specials, right? And yeah, 63 points is 7 times 9. So yeah, they could all be average characters could have all 9s in specials. So yeah, there's going to have to be a lot of special cards, I think. There's going to be a lot of 10+ point cards for people who actually specialize hardcore into agility, perception, endurance, whatever.
Well, and anybody that's watched the stuff more than I have, the biggest one I remember seeing was only 5.
Okay.
But I don't know if it caps out at 5. Because some of them are like, you get 30% increase, and the next one's like 60% or whatever. So I mean, I have a hard time believing they're gonna let you go up to like 120% of damage reduction or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be hard caps, sure, and no matter what. So, let's see. There's some other questions in here. Look at this. People are asking. Oh my goodness. Draco says, question for SAR. When private servers come out, would you consider 76? Draco, the answer is no. It's still online only, dude. I mean, it will be more attractive than it is now, but it is still a no. I'm just not going to do online only games, man. I don't do them. I'm sorry. It's not how I do. Automatic. Hey, Otto, how you doing? Make me cry? Yeah, dude. Good luck with that.
How you doing, Otto?
Challenge me, man. Challenge me. Can you do it?
Sorry, when you were a kid and your cat died, how did you feel?
Well,
what were your thoughts at that moment?
How does that make you feel? Yeah, no.
With my
Mark
hands.
had asked the question earlier. Is there any games you are looking forward to that are going to be coming out?
That I'm looking forward to? Yeah, Crackdown 3, man. I'm looking forward to Crackdown 3 in a big way. I've been waiting for that game for 4 years because Crackdown 2 sucked. Crackdown 1 was awesome. Crackdown 2 was a piece of crap, and looks like they're getting back to the roots in Crackdown 3. So I'm very much looking forward to that personal one.
I'm going to have to say I don't know what Crackdown is.
Well, that's because you're PS4. It's an Xbox exclusive. Back in the day, when Halo first came out, Crackdown came with a beta code for Halo. So they had an artificial bump in sales because of it. But I bought it because it looked cool, and I gave away the Halo key because I don't really give a crap about Halo. And Crackdown is like State of Decay. It's just that it's wide, but it's not deep, and it's just stupid fun, and there's just something compelling about it. But I'll play Crackdown for hours and hours and hours. What are the games I'm looking forward to? None, to be honest with you. I haven't really looked at previews in a while. Because I don't really pre-order or care until the game comes out. So I'm willing to wait. And in the meantime, I will play the games that I have. I was looking forward to State of Decay 2, and then it came out, so there's that. Are there any that I'm avoiding? Fallout 76. Nothing that I'm deliberately going, oh my God, I would totally never do that. Doc type, Remo. No, I'm sorry, Evans. G2 coded. G2 coded, my friend. That's my jam. I will answer that question right now. The Remos, they're too. They resonate too much. They're too bouncy. Evans are tighter. But yeah, I like the G2 coded. So anywho, yeah, I don't really have a lot of. I mean, I read the magazines, I read the websites, stuff and stuff like that. But until the game comes out, I'm not really terribly interested in it per se, because they don't do demos anymore. You can't download a demo for the most part for most games anymore, which really sucks. I wish you could. But games are so big now, and making a demo is a huge time investment, and that means money, and time is money. Time is money, friend. So, yeah. Anyway. Does SAR have interest in Red Dead 2? Yes. Qualified yes, Otto. I do want to see it very, very much. Very, very much. I really enjoyed the first one. The zombie DLC was kind of dumb, but I did enjoy. I mean, I'm the kind of guy who just hunted the big cats and the stuff. I would just ride the horse around and just hunt stuff. It's fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing with it. But I also understand that previews and trailers are not representative of final gameplay, and that they're trying to set the scene rather than tell the story. So we're not seeing the game. Okay, I need to see it. I need to see somebody playing it before I decide. But I am very much keeping an eye on it. Yes, very much keeping an eye on it.
Have you seen any of the footage of Days Gone?
I've heard about it, but no, I have not. Is that another zombie game?
It is. It's you
Okay.
play a biker who
Oh,
goes
that's a
through the zombie
PS4 exclusive
apocalypse.
one.
Is
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I haven't seen it. Another game I've got my eye on is Far Cry 5. I have been. I did like Far Cry Primal. I liked Far Cry Primal a lot. If you want to know what I liked in a game, that game has it all. It was terrible though in some perspectives because I'm an explorer type. I like to figure things out. I like to see everything, and Far Cry Primal was terrible because you started the game right and you went through the tutorial whatever, and it dumped you into the main map. It's like, okay, here's your base. Here's some question marks on the map. Here's this little everything's fog of war except this little zone here. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna run around and just kind of find all the little things, right? So I do this. I go to all the little points of interest and I discover them all. I'm like, sweet. I look at the map and the map has gotten bigger with more question marks. I'm like, okay, you guys are dicks. That's not right because I'm like, I want to see all this stuff, right? And I'm like, I got to put this down and go to bed. So
I really enjoyed Far Cry 5. I did a couple streams on it.
Far Cry 5,
It's
okay.
a fun game. Yeah, it's got an amazing story. And the good thing about the developers in that is that they actually made a 45-minute long movie.
Okay.
With the original actors who play the characters in the game. A live action movie.
No shit.
45 minutes long. Yeah, oh my god, it's intense. Definitely recommend you watching it. Look it up. Just a Far Cry movie. That's all you gotta look up on YouTube.
Far Cry movie? All right.
And
make a note of that.
And the game, it's like if you're really interested in cults and how their minds work, this game is phenomenal.
I have some experience with that. Anyway, that's gonna get into weird territories. Anyway, but yeah, I'll take a look at Far Cry 5 definitely. And
definitely worth your time, dude. Definitely.
All right, pick it up used. And question for Sarah: what I have to lose playing 76? My life, Mark. My life. I could play with you, yes. But I call that a game, yes. But it's online only, dude. If it's online only, I cannot play these things. Cannot. Okay. It's no reflection on y'all stuff. Okay. It's just I can't play those games. So yeah.
It's something we went through earlier in the show.
No, it's okay. I mean, like I said, it's just I don't want to make a huge deal of it because it makes me sound like I'm trying to be, oh, look at me, I'm the victim and that whatever. But those are games I can't touch them. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Gary, for dropping that in the stream.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. I've been putting it in there every so often just to make sure everybody's that's in here knows how to get to you. And
okay.
By the way, it should be in the description of the stream. So if you don't see it on the chat, you can go down there in the description.
As well as my YouTube channel.
Yeah, and Quick Smoke's YouTube channel's down there as well, and you can go check that out. You don't need my YouTube channel because you're here, so.
And for those of you that are just joining us for the first time, this is something we try to do every other Saturday. We try to interview YouTubers. This week we are interviewing Sar Diliak, who is a tremendous Fallout 4 builder, survival game player. He's also doing State of Decay 2. So he's doing live streams of that. Definitely check out his channel. It'll be worth your time.
And RJ, hey man, how you doing, man? Oh, they're so nice, dude. I know RJ. These people are. Everyone here is high quality people.
Yeah, don't believe anything Kat says as far as being a bitch.
Be clicking those 3 dots, man. Check out all these people's channels, man. You will not be disappointed or surprised. You'll be surprised. They're all awesome. And you're trying to recruit me.
Definitely.
Yeah, I know you're trying to recruit me, Mark. It's okay. I understand, dude. I'm not taking it personally. I'm not upset. I'm just like I can't.
I think the way to say it, Sarah, is you would love to, you just can't because you know yourself.
Well, that's the thing. I don't like using the word can't. Okay, that's one of my peeves. I don't like can't. I won't. It's a choice. I'm not a victim here.
Right.
But the thing is, it's difficult to describe the entirety of what the problem is without making myself sound like a victim. So I just like, look, just I would love to, but it's pretty much the long and short.
Right.
So, Mark, our next guest, we don't know yet. We're going to throw some names in a hat and decide it, but we're reaching for 2 Saturdays from now. So not this Saturday coming up.
We probably won't do the weekend or that Saturday because that is Labor Day weekend. So we'll probably skip that weekend. So most likely shooting for the weekend after that.
Cool, Rhino. Welcome to the stream.
And as soon as we get that out there, as soon as we lock that in, we will start spreading the word. And I'll make sure, Mark, that since you have a severe lack of social media imprint, I will make sure that I inform you in one of your video comments or something.
Yeah, RJ, real quick question. Is that per month I don't have it? That is correct. I generally like to play 1 or 2 games at a time because when I play a game, I play the hell out of it. And I find that switching between games and having to remember all where I was, what I was doing, the control schemes, the buttons and stuff, I'm better off focusing on one at a time. And I like to wait until they get to about $30 because I am not independently wealthy. So I have to moderate my expenditures. And a lot of the stuff that I do has to go to my channel first. So like right now, I'm still saving up for my for the Elgato card. I'm getting close. I should be able to get it by months. But yeah, I don't buy games new. I very rarely buy games first day. I want to make sure it's what I want before I buy it. So I watch a lot of videos and stuff. So yeah, the word of the day is like, Draco, really, dude? Really, dude? Oh my god. So yeah, anyway, that's the reason, RJ. I wait a long time to do that.
All right.
And
so let me tell you, he plays the shit out of the game. Like Fallout 4, he literally could tell you when somebody's gonna pop up and you'll be able to take him out.
Yeah, it turns out when you play, you're doing 5,000 hours, you get good at it. Weird, right?
I've actually watched a video of yours where you predicted how an NPC was gonna walk and how he was gonna react to something.
He's gonna go over there. Yeah, he's this time. Well, I've done it so many times, So, Nacho, see there, Nacho understands. Okay, cool. Mark Jackson's dating Gary now. Mark Jackson's a hoe, dude. He's dating me too. He gets around.
Round and round, round and round.
Good thing is it's a cheap date though, so whatever, right?
Exactly.
G4, what's up?
This has been a really great night and a really good turnover. Well, I mean, getting more and more people on here.
I know, right? How weird is that? I guess people are really bored. You got to interview Otto.
We bought the subscriptions.
Right, exactly.
Cool, Rhino.
Pay to watch.
You're asking about the channel. My channel is generally Fallout 4 gameplay. I do Fallout 1. There will be some other stuff on there, and there are some other things on my channel. Quick Smoke, my co-host, his channel has various different games. I definitely recommend you checking that out, and I'll put the link here as soon as I'm babbling because I have to press a button on my mouse to talk. And then Sardeliac, for the most part, he's got Fallout 4, both building and playing, and State of Decay 2, but he is moving into some other stuff. So, yeah, that's what the channels of the people that are talking are all about as of right now. So, yeah.
Mostly Fallout 4.
And probably about 95% of the people in the chat have Fallout 4 build channels as well as other various stuff.
Click those links in the sidebar, man. Hit those 3 dots next to their names in the chat window, man. You will find a lot of quality content here. A lot of quality content. What was shooters from Mark Jackson? Oh, Mark, you're so shameless. Ah.
Oh, Otto, when I get you on here, I'm gonna have you crying like a little bitch.
Just make him cry in the
You're gonna
radio
need
announcer voice, man. Just have him do the radio announcer voice like he did on Sushi's videos.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you a follow-up 4 question, sorry, but it
Shoot.
slipped my mind. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Jesus.
What is your least favorite place to build? We know your favorite.
Thank you.
Kingsport.
Kingsport, interesting.
Kingsport. Well, I mean,
Why?
if you're talking DLC anywhere in Far Harbor, I hate. We're talking vanilla game, Kingsport. Kingsport's the worst. Because the thing is, when I do building, right, it's difficult. Did I play Dragon Age? Yes, I did, Vic. Oh my God, played the shit out of it. First one and the third one, not the second one. When I build, I use things for anchors, right? You know, I do anchors, right?
Right.
But if a place is too strongly what that place is, I can't see that place as anything but what it is. Like County Crossing, my favorite. Let's go back to County Crossing. It's a busted house. It's a busted house, a shack, and a fire with a field. That's it. Okay.
So
Most
you
of the
can
time,
virtually make it anything you want. It's not
you
locked
don't
in
have-
any one thing.
there's no conceptual limitations to it.
Right.
You know, like ask yourself this: what was County Crossing before the war? What was it?
Could have been a snack shack for all we know.
It's on the corner of a major intersection.
Right.
Right? It's near Bunker Hill. It's down the street from the airport. It's across the street from Reactor, and it's across the National. It's actually a busy enough intersection where it's got a 4-way street light, and it's right down the street from the satellite array. So you've got two different military bases. You've got the airport down the street, and then you've got an entirely tourist trap, Revere Beach, right down the side street. So what the hell was it? Was it a hotel? Was it like it wasn't a gas station because the Red Rockets are all around.
Right.
What the hell? But there's only one tiny house. I mean, what the hell was it? Was it a farm? Was it a sharecropper? Was it some stubborn homeowner who didn't go?
That's what I think it was. It was a stubborn homeowner that they're like, you know, all the developers coming to him trying to buy their land. Like, fuck you, get off my property. It's staying in my family.
And that's why none of his crap is left, because it was just a normal random dude. But that's the thing. But when you go there, right, you're like, okay, it's fine. It's whatever it is. It's a broken house and it's a shack and it's great. You go to Kingsport, you got a lighthouse, you got a virtually intact house, you got a virtually intact dock, you got a ship in the harbor. You're not going to make a farmer's market out of it. It's a lighthouse. That's what it is, you know. So it's difficult to put any stamp on it that isn't a lighthouse. Well, you can do lots of things with Kingsport. People say, really? Like what? Oh, you can make a fishing village. Well, okay, it's a lighthouse. We can make a trading dock. It's a lighthouse. Of course you can. Could you make a mini mall? Could you make, I don't know. You laugh, right? Because there's nothing else you can do with it. It's friggin' Kingsport. Now, if the build area were bigger, and there's another thing about Kingsport, by the way, I got to tell you, that's something that pisses me off about Kingsport Lighthouse. Okay, what the hell is that semi doing on that street? I mean, seriously, you're not going to have deliveries that need a semi going to a friggin' lighthouse. Okay, it's a tiny little switchback street. There's nothing. What the hell is a semi with a trailer doing on that street?
Brilliant question. Maybe he's whoever lived there was also a
trucker,
over the road trucker. Yeah.
It's like it doesn't make any damn sense, man. I'm like, what is this? So yeah, I don't know, man. Kingsport, I hate Kingsport. It's just so dumb. Although I will say one of my favorite builds is at Kingsport. So there is that little thing I did under the pier for that challenge at Reddit. That was fun.
Oh, the hidden
little bunker thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I watched that. It was really good. What is one of your favorite videos that you've done?
One of my favorite videos?
Yeah, like the one that just pleases you the most that you did.
Oh, wow, that is a very, very good question.
This is Sar. This is Sar's one of his previous streams. and he's just
Well, this is
doing
for
some.
RJ, by the way. Gary's
Right,
answering your question, AJ.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing the survival. What's the
Immersive gameplay.
immersive gameplay? Right.
So, yeah, it's my most recent RJ. It's basically I'm doing a let's play playthrough immersive gameplay mod, and I'm just setting up one of my shops here. This is just random streaming, pretty much. So what was the question I was just missing?
Your favorite video that you've done?
Favorite video that I've done. Okay. I gotta say, you know what? As weird as it sounds, Settlements and the first one, the first Settlements and Survival is my favorite one, because that's the one where I was literally trying something. You know, I was trying to learn new things in videos. I was trying to apply all the lessons I'd learned from methods and techniques and the mega build, and it was a tutorial. It was literally the reason I made the channel in the first place, is to say, hey, here's a bunch of information you can use. I really love survival. I think you might like it too. I know you don't think you can build settlements in survival, but you totally can, and here's how. So I guess that's one of the themes of my channel is you don't think you can do it, but you totally can, and here's how.
That video was at Coastal Cottage too, right?
No, the first one, the intro. When I came out of Vault 111, cleaned up Sanctuary, built my first house. But the whole process of doing that. Actually, you know what? The second one's my favorite one. That was when I really started to get into the gameplay part of it. But yeah, that whole series is my favorite, I think. Well, the first 16, because that's what it was, the whole thing. It was supposed to be only 16. It was supposed to be a limited series. It turned out to be this one somehow. I don't know how these things happen.
Now, would you ever play? I asked Mark this a while back because he's done it. But would you ever play these modded quests like Frost or I can't think of some of the other ones, but you know what I'm talking about, the modded quest lines that kind of change the whole world?
Those, I mean, I used to play with Start Me Up. I used to play with the All Start mod until it got discontinued, but at least on Bethesda, and I understand why, so that's no problem. But yeah, I mean, I like the idea of alternate quest lines and stuff like that. Like there was one that was it not Beantown Interiors? Was it Beantown Interiors? No, it was. There was one that added like 30 quests downtown and stuff like that. And the quests themselves are fun, but as someone who really enjoys voice acting, who really appreciates good quality voice acting, bad voice acting or non-professional level voice acting is very off-putting to me. It pops me out of the world like that fast. I can't. When I hear bad voice acting, I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And I have yet to find a mod where the voice acting was above rank amateur. And I mean, I'm sure. I mean, they're doing a good job. They're trying hard. The scripts are good. It's just there's something about it. I can't get over it. I can't do it. I would love to. If the voice acting was better, I would totally be on it. But that's one of those non-starters, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm in the middle. I don't get to watch often because of my schedule, but I watch Kodabos. Have you ever heard of him?
Who?
Kodabos?
No, clearly I haven't heard of him.
Yeah, obviously. He does a lot of the modded gameplay where it changes the storyline. And his recent episode, it just started it. There was a guy, I don't forget who the mod author is, but he had two characters that are pretty much the same voice.
Okay. Yeah,
and I'm like, that's horrible.
Yeah, it pops you out. You're like, it's not. I mean, give me the suspension of disbelief. I'm willing to give you guys a credit for. I'm willing to be very, very calm about it. But at some point, you're like, I can't. It's So sushi. Stole a lot of my ideas from my mega build settlements about. Yes, steal it all. Sushi. It's there for. That's why I leave it up. Steal it. Take it. Steal it. Use it. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
Let's get on the subject of stealing.
Okay. Oh God.
I'm not going to mention names, but I'm
Okay.
just going to say big YouTubers.
Okay.
There's been a few big YouTubers out there who take credit for stuff that people know has been done before.
Okay.
How do you feel about not giving credit where credit is due?
That's kind of situational, but in general, I just kind of feel I feel sorry for him. You know, it's like I how do I put this and still not be nasty? I can't imagine being the kind of person that's the kind of thing that they need to validate themselves. You know, that they so lack creativity and they so lack originality that they have to, or feel they have to, or in practice they actually do, literally just take something without at least saying thank you. I mean, how hard is it to type a 2-word message saying thank you? Hey, you had a great idea. I got a video. Thank you for the idea. Okay, that's just send it to everybody in the world who does this kind of stuff, at least non-professionally, would be pleased as hell to have just a simple gratitude. Say, hey, thanks. I don't like you said, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not doing it for the fame. I'm not doing it for whatever. I'm doing it because it's fun and I enjoy it. And well, use me as a personal example. Let's say I did like I did that the video with the conduit thing when I was building a gray garden. I'm like, hey guys, look, I figured out this way to increase your reach with group select. Use a conduit with the pillar, and you can get things distant. Right? Okay, cool. Here, take it, use it, enjoy it, dump it out there. Great. And then if somebody came to me like a month later and said, hey man, this big YouTuber or whatever just posted a video like he discovered it. I'm like, okay. I kind of feel bad for him, but sure, whatever. I mean, he could have, or he or she or whatever, but we'll say he, because it's mostly he these days. Well, say thanks. Just say thanks, man. And I would go over there and I would see if he took credit for it. Well, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I would probably go to my settings of my YouTube channel and put him on my block list and then go about my day. I don't, because I put this stuff out there for people to use. At that point, I don't have a lot of control over how they use it. And I'm not going to sit and worry about, I'm not going to worry about it. I just don't have time. I mean, in the past, okay, I'll be honest. In the past, it would have pissed me off. I would have been nasty. I would have went over there and said, oh, you're a fucking dick. What are you doing? You totally didn't do this or whatever. And that's fine. Okay. But then I would start to doubt, am I really the first person who did this? Are my search skills failing me? I mean, we're 2 years into the game. I mean, really, am I really the first person who discovered this? I would doubt that. And I would make sure that I wasn't. And, so it's like, if you take credit, it's like, well, yeah, I don't know. I would just feel sorry for him mostly, though. I don't care. It's like, whatever, take it. I don't give a crap. If this is what you have to do to validate yourself and feel good about yourself. I mean, I guess it beats killing prostitutes, right? Whatever, dude. If this is what gets you.
Well, I'll go to GTA for that.
Yeah.
Nothing beats killing prostitutes. We all know that.
Well, I don't know. Jumping off buildings is pretty fun. But it's like, that's the thing. Everybody's got their own motivations, right? And we are fortunate that we have found a bunch of like-minded people who have the same sort of bent, sort of approach to this sort of thing. Share it, take it, love it, steal it. It's all yours. I don't care, right? And we are fortunate that we have so many people who are willing to cross-link and share and whatever. I mean, like when I stream and people say, "Can I link my channel?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." Just don't spam advertise. But if we're talking about it and it's relevant, stick it in there. Why not? I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to share. That's how we all learned what we know. But if someone starts to take this, it's like, what is it? The tragedy of the commons, right? The tragedy of the commons. As long as everybody shares the field, we're all cool. But if one person starts to hog it, then everybody turns into dicks. And it's like, why would you turn into a dick? Don't do that. Just be cool. But, it's the internet, and some people want to be famous. They want to be users or whatever. They want to make their name or whatever the hell their motivations are. And if they want to steal to do it, well, it's one of those self-fulfilling prophecy kind of things. You know, they say, well, why am I not successful? And I'm like, well, because you're the kind of dick that steals things, dude. If you weren't the kind of dick that steals things, you would be more successful. You're sort of microtransacting your way to fame. You can't shortcut that. And people will sense that you're not genuine, right? Because people can sense when you're honest and even if you think you're getting away with it, people can tell. And
do you believe in karma?
No, because that implies that there's some order in the universe, that something's keeping track of something, and that it has some sort of moral. So we're getting into some strange territory here, folks. But let's just run with it. Do I believe in karma? No. Have you guys seen, everybody in the chat, everybody listening, y'all talking to me, you Loco and Gary, have you seen Patton Oswalt's Annihilation? He has a comedy special on Netflix.
Have not, no.
Okay. There was a thing where he was talking about because he's a widower, right? His first wife died. And if you have not seen this, if you have Netflix, you have to see this special. It is astonishing. It's powerful. It's very powerful. Because he's working through his pain on the stage. But it's funny. And it's really weird. But anyway, he had this thing where his ex-wife would say, everything is chaos. Everything's chaos, dude. It's all random. Just be kind. Just be kind. Everything is chaos. Be kind. That's words to live by, as far as I'm concerned. There's no reason. There's no rhyme. Because humans like to put patterns on things. That's how we get through life. That's how we make sense of the universe. Is we make patterns out of stuff. And when things don't fit what we think should be, we get all sideways. So is there karma? No. But with that said, the type of person who makes the choices to steal things without credit is the kind of person who will make other types of choices that will tend to bring bad things to their life. So in that sense, yes, there is karma, because that's what they are. They are the type of person, if you're the type of person who's X, you're the type of person who will make the decision and live your life in such a way that you will generally get one. Not always, but they do it to themselves. And that's the case. And by the way, I know exactly who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about. I know exactly who you stole from. I know exactly what the fallout was. I know exactly how pissed off quite a few people in this channel are. And I'm like, I don't, if he stole from me, I'd be all whatever, dude. If that's what it takes to get you off, if you need to get your rocks off by stealing from a small-time YouTuber to make yourself feel important, then do it. Have fun. If that's what you need, then do it, because it's no skin off my back. I don't lose anything by this. My whole personal thing is I want the information out there. If it's me that does it or somebody else that does it, that's great. If you want to give me credit for it, if you want to say thank you, that's great. If you don't, that's great. Either way, the information's out there, and people who are building can use it, and that's what my channel is about.
And that's one of the reasons why I respect you so much, is because you actually say in your videos, hey, do this. Go ahead.
Yeah, steal it. That's what it's for. I mean, why would I post it? I mean, it's public knowledge now. When I post a stream on the internet, it's like it's out there. Take it. Use it. I don't know. I'm starting to wave my hands around. I should probably sit back down. So,
that was Deep Thoughts by Sardiliac.
Yeah, right. Deep Thoughts. Have you ever wondered? Yeah, let's not.
Well, let's do this. Let's look for like one or two more questions.
Okay.
Because we're kind of coming up on your end of your time period.
I know.
Yeah, we're coming. Yeah, so let's look for like one or two questions and see how that goes. And
okay.
Then we'll start wrapping this thing up.
All right.
So,
and I have a little surprise for you at the end too.
Oh, awesome!
Oh boy,
Gary likes surprises.
We love surprises here.
Is it bigger than a baby's arm?
That's what she said. No!
Can it be inserted into places?
All right, man. No, it's just information, guys. It's just information.
Oh, we love information too.
I know you do. Okay, what do we got? Questions, hit me.
All right, guys. Last chance to ask Sardeliac any question you'd like, as long as it's
Oh,
not
I got a
too
question for you. I
personal.
meant to bring this up earlier.
All right.
Starfield.
Okay.
You think, in my opinion, it's about damn time. Sooner the better. What are your thoughts on, like, I know you love RPGs, and I'm sure this is going to be an RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the community is, I guess, thirsty or hungry for like a space RPG?
The discontinuation of Mass Effect
Left a huge hole.
right. On the other side of the coin, it is very difficult to do a space-based RPG that does not have a previous IP. Okay, it's hard to start a new IP in the space genre with an RPG. Very hard. So Bethesda could do it. They've been working on it for a long time. They've had plenty of time to build their lore, whatever. But it is hard to balance spaceships and people in such a way where one doesn't take primacy over, because space is a big place, right? You unless you have some way to rapid, well, of course they're gonna have some kind of warp drive because they always do, because you can't just toddle along in space for 3 days and go, oh look, this is fun.
Right.
So it's a tricky genre, but as noted, Mass Effect is not here anymore, and there is an available slot for a quality RPG in that thing. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. Oh, well, thank you, Sushi. Well, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't I be? I don't know. I just, anyway. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't really have high hopes for it. I am sort of upset with it to a degree. I will say this. I will be honest. I am sort of upset with it
Why is that?
because it is getting in the way of Elder Scrolls 6. We are
Fair
overdue.
enough.
We are overdue for Elder Scrolls 6, dude. I want my Elder Scrolls 6. So, God damn it, I want my Elder Scrolls 6. They better be called High Rock. That's all I gotta say.
See,
They
and
better be
and
called.
for me, I'm just, because I've never played any of the Elder Scrolls. I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever. We're skipping Elder Scrolls 6 to get
No,
Starfield.
we're not skipping
Great.
Elder Scrolls 6. They are due, dude. It's time.
They slipped it in the middle.
I am pissed that it's going to get
But
preempted by.
the thing that I'm excited about is we're getting a new game engine from them for Starfield, which means Elder Scrolls 6 will get the new game engine. So,
well, yeah.
and I'm guessing that Starfield is what drove the new game engine, because
I'm
they're like,
yeah, I'll give you that one, Draco. Vic, I'm agreeing with you. 2 years, 2020, Christmas 2020. Yeah, that's about right. Well, no, I'm gonna
say 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come down on 3, dude, because Starfield's got to come first, man. Starfield next fall? Are you serious, Vic? Are they really calling it that soon? Next year?
Yeah, but even if
Ooh,
it is next year, I still say it's going to be 2 years after that before Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna
Because they're just starting the development of that, and that's more like
well, they got in-engine
sketches and stuff,
dude.
and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know, Gary. They got enough assets and in-engine flyover. So
true.
They're solid now, but yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna peg ES6 for 2 years after 2021. 2021 is what I think for ES6, because I'd rather be surprised sooner rather than. I'd rather guess wrong on the long end. So
Nacho has a really, really good question. What is the worst game you ever paid money to play?
Daikatana. Absolutely Daikatana. 100%, without question, Daikatana. The worst game I've ever played. It is terrible. Awful in every single aspect. So, you probably never heard of it, right?
I hadn't heard of it.
Yeah, it's basically what happened was back when id was successful, back when Doom and Quake came out, one of the level designers, John Romero, went off and formed his own company called Ion Storm with the guy Warren Deus Ex. Who made Deus Ex? Warren. Damn, I forget his last name. But anyway, they made Deus Ex, they made Storm Over Gift 3, and they made Daikatana. Okay, Deus Ex, of course, the only game that was worth the piss. I think it was Deus Ex. I'm pretty sure it was Deus Ex. But anyway, they were working in the Quake engine, and he wanted to make this. He thought he was this god rockstar game developer, and well, turns out he really wasn't. And it was terrible, dude. Just look it up. It's DAI. Here, I'll leave a link in the thing. Just look for reviews for this game right here. And be amazed. That's the worst game I've ever paid to play. Yeah. So anyway, what else you got? What else we got? BGS now Sport Studios. Okay. Well, yeah. Like I said, I'm just going to be I'm going to be waiting. I want my Elder Scrolls 6, man. I want my Elder Scrolls 6, but it's going to be High Rock. It looks like a coast, man, and they haven't done the Bretons, so I'm going to guess that.
All right. So what's the next game you think that you'll be putting on your channel?
I might do some older games. I might by far. I might go back to Skyrim. I might just fart around. I don't know. Right now, State of Decay has very much got my attention. I'm having way too much fun.
How are you doing on the 100-day challenge? I know you were cruising on that.
I got to day 90, and I'm like, you know what? This is just. I just deleted it. I was just done. Like, there's no value past about day 3. You know, after you've changed maps twice, you're drowning in everything. I'm literally there's nothing I need to go get. I can just blast through the plague hearts to get to the next map. I'm like, whatever. So there's no intrinsic long-term play value. Okay, it's State of Decay's strength is that it encourages replayability. You know, try different rule sets, try different limitations, try different character sets. It's, you know, because you can blow through the main game in what Draco did, Vic did in like 6 hours. I mean, it's boom, you know. So you can say, what would happen if I tried this, or what would happen if I tried that? Can I do this? And you can do it, and it's really, really quick. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it, but it's brainless. It's a very simple game.
Just want to say, I would definitely love to see you do a Skyrim, because that would probably sell me on buying it. And
watch Stella. Stella's been playing it, dude.
Oh, has she?
Yeah, she's been streaming it lately.
And also, do you play with other people on State of Decay, or?
I did. I tried a couple of ones. I went and Draco, Vic and Phoenix, Vic and Denise a couple times when they were playing, but it's multiplayer changes the dynamic so completely of State of Decay, and it's just so frantic. It overstimulates me, and I can't concentrate. It's like, it's fun, but it's fun in a first-person shooter kind of way, not in a zombie survival game way, if that makes any sense. Like, for instance, in State of Decay, you have to kill these things called plague hearts, right? And they're like, there's 10 of them per map, and they're, you know, it's terrifying to kill them and whatever the hell. So when I play, I have to go in, I got to get my good gun, got to get my thing set up, clear the area, be deliberate, make sure we sneak in, open the door real quiet, unload on it, hope I don't get jumped, right? So when I'm playing by myself, it takes a good couple of minutes to do this, right? In multiplayer, everyone's a player like me. So they've got the good guns, they've got tons of health, they know how everything works. They're not stupid like my followers are, because they're all AI. So what a 2-minute process is, in multiplayer, you get 4 people roaring up in cars. Everybody slams the brakes on, throws the doors open, busts the windows down, kicks the doors open, grenades are going off, and 3 seconds later it's dead. I'm literally not even out of the car, and the thing's already dead. So I'm just like, holy shit, dude, what even just happened? They're like, oh, wait, we're looting some stuff now. And I'm like, wait, what? What just happened? I don't know what's going on. So I feel like I'm catching up all the time. I'm always behind. So yeah, it's fun.
Well, that could be a good thing. You save ammo.
No, so basically, and you get loot and stuff. But if State of Decay had a multiplayer mode that scaled, it would be much more interesting. Okay, because right now, you know, it's designed for one person, one human player. Okay, so the size of the strength of the enemies, the quantity of the enemies is fixed, right? But when you play multiplayer, there should be 4 times as many zombies, 4 times as many ferals, 4 times as many plague hearts. It should be fucking terrifying. and it's really not. It's just a looting, shooting shit show. It's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's just brainless and fast, and it overwhelms me when I play. I can't do it. It's like, because I'm like, what are you guys doing? Oh, we've already looted this building. Why are you not in the car? Well, I didn't know what was going on. Like, what even just happened? I don't even know what happened. I mean, it's funny. Don't get me. Because Denise, I mean, oh my God, Phoenix, dude, this cracks me up. She is a beast when it comes to playing games, because you watch the videos, right? She's like, oh, I got this little pretty, rainbow house, and everything's stacked kind of nicely, and oh, everything's in the perfect place, and blah 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 blah. But you play with her in multiplayer, she's kicking down doors with a grenade launcher. There's shit blowing up everywhere. I'm like, what even just happened? She's running around looting. I'm like, what? Wait, who are you? what happened here? So anyway, that's why I don't play it online. I don't. It just overwhelms me. But it's funny.
I think she plays like that because she's such a sweet person in real life.
I don't know, man, but I was like,
she's got to be beast online.
Total beast, man. It was awesome. But it was just like, whoa. So anyway, chill, go your pace. Yeah, I like to go slow, man. I like to be methodical and analytical, and like this, like I do here in the video you're watching. Sort of, it's like I'm constantly thinking, and State of Decay with 4 people, and it's just explosions and dead bodies, and it's fun, but it's just anyway. So
all right, well, that is going to be the end of the stream. Sar's got
cool.
He's got a thing, a deadline that he had to hit, so we're going to end it here.
Okay. I just want to let you all know really quick that I will be going to PAX South. It will be in San Antonio, Texas, from January 18th. That just went on sale 2 days ago, and I'm going to make every effort to have a Procter Tegan outfit made and go cosplay at this friggin' show.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's a thing that is happening, and I was debating on not saying anything, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you guys now. So
well,
if you're
down this, said that.
Now
that you've said that, you have to go on Discord. And show pictures of your costume.
Yeah, well, we will see. We will see about that.
Well, all we have to do is say, "Hey, Vic, you're gonna be near there. You gotta go and get some pictures, and so we can see what his costume looked like."
Yeah. Well,
sounds like an invitation to go meet up with Sar.
Yeah, well, it's not an invitation. It's just saying if you're in the area and if for some strange, bizarre reason this is something that interests you, but I've never been to one. I always wanted to go to one. So I used to go to E3 all the time, but then I, didn't work in the industry no more. And I like to see the new games when I like to see them hands-on, So anyway, that's the announcement. This is the only place I'm going to mention it. So that's your gift for stopping by, listening to me babble for 2 hours.
Awesome.
Or 3 hours or whatever.
Awesome.
And thanks, guys, thanks for the invitation to the stream, man. This is really.
Oh, you are quite welcome. Thanks for accepting and coming in here and chatting with us for 3 hours. That was great.
Yeah, it's funny. Me and Gary were talking about this. We're like, we're gonna put one person on. It'll cut the stream down.
Yeah.
But again, like I said earlier, if it takes more than an hour and a half, we're having great conversation and a great time. And I thank you for coming on.
Well, absolutely, dude. Thanks for having me, man. I mean, it's weird to think that my opinion is so valuable. People want to invite me to hear it. It's so strange. But hey, it's fun.
Well, hopefully we can get you on again.
Yeah. I won't talk so much next time, though, I promise.
Well, if you're not going to talk as much, you can't come on. You have to talk more.
Your stream will be 6 hours, man. That's not what you want.
Right?
I'll send you a bottle of whiskey or gin. Is that what you said you were drinking?
Scotch, baby, Scotch.
Scotch. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Single malt Scotch. That's my jam.
All right. Well, I want to thank... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just want to thank everybody who stopped by and chatted. I'm looking forward to reading through the stream and seeing what I missed.
I too want to thank everybody for stopping by. You guys have been great. Big shout out to Sardiliac for stopping by. Check out his channel. Check out some of the local 4-packs videos. He's got some great videos on there. And subscribe to everybody. Feel free to stop by my channel too. Quick Smoke.
Yeah,
Again, thanks
I got
everybody.
his channel up there, and SAR's right above it. Thank you very much, everybody. Really appreciate it. And by all means, check out. Pretty much everybody in here has got their own YouTube channel. So if you're looking for YouTube channels on just gaming in general, not just Fallout and everything else, but go check them out, and you might find some other channels that you're interested in. So thanks everybody for joining, and have a great night.
Peace out, y'all.
Good night.